title. We won it.
I was looking at my phone. I'm so sweaty. All my lights are on. It's fucking 20 degrees.
Meanwhile, I'm here, hood up.
I'm like fucking dying over here. I've had the fan on all day.
Welcome back to the Four and Wackles podcast. I mean, for anyone that hasn't noticed, we're the other way round right now. I am struggling. I've just had like this kind of moment of impending doom. Like, oh God, I am becoming an old man. I can't work out how to move us round on Riverside. Like, what is that all about? I'm usually the person everyone's come to for like tech advice, and now I'm like, sorry, mate, I can't move us around. That's it. I'm done. I'm out. I've reached old age. Never mind. How are you though? You all right? How are you feeling? Good week?
Yeah, it's been all right. My sleeping pattern's a mess again. It's not even a pattern. I'm just sleeping whenever again. Like it was all okay, and then Tuesday happened, and then now it's just an absolute mess. Like 4 hours sleep, then not sleeping, and then like it's so warm, so it's like you could basically only go to sleep at night because if not, it's too warm. So it's like, yeah,
you want to get yourself a fan.
The problem is my fan is so loud. It genuinely feels like you're in like a hurricane. But I don't mind it. I can sleep with it on its calm. But it's not. I literally can't watch YouTube videos or work or do anything. So all I can hear is the fan everywhere. Like you have to turn everything up to like 50 on your TV because it's like can't hear anything, and it's actually insane. I genuinely, it was like. It was kind of warm on Monday, Tuesday. It was like 14, 15. Then it was like 20 or 18, and yesterday, and then today it's like 25. We better not keep going up. It better not be up to 30. When I always say to people, like,
British, mate. Like, I better not get any warmer. It's too hot now.
I'm not a guy that loves like hot weather anyway. To be honest, I mean, what a surprise, you know? Who'd have thought? I don't really like the hotness, but I usually like nice like right now it's 18 degrees. You know what? This is dealable. This is okay. But I would prefer it to be 18 to 20 degrees the entire day, not 20, not 25.
Yeah,
no,
fair
no.
enough. Fair enough.
No.
I mean, I was chatting to MJ, who, by the way, I couldn't believe he actually made an appearance on TDK Plus, which is like, I said that might be bigger than the actual championship. I couldn't believe he was on there talking. But he's just got aircon, like a portable unit with like, so he just puts the pipe in, I think through his window. And I was like, oh, I might have to get on this. I might have to follow suit because you know, when it does, you know, when it gets too hot and you just can't sleep, I'm the type of person, so I get rid of my full duvet. I just have like the duvet cover. What do you call it? Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I just have the sheet and I'm happy with that when it's too hot. I would prefer to be too cold than too hot at night. Definitely.
Yeah, same. I genuinely like being colder than warmer, to be fair. I mean, also like I've bad skin. I have dry skin naturally, through genetics, and then when it's hot, it's just worse because I cannot like live. I get also with hay fever. Like I actually get hay fever from
no.
I get it from not even leaving the house. Like my eyes sting now. I've not left the house. I've just had the window open. It's just that bad. It's just all the time. I hate it.
I love the fact that we've won the title.
Yeah,
this is episode 50, a half a century of these episodes, and we're both talking about the heat. Like, and we're like, yeah, you know, being too cold is much better than being too hot. Like, what is wrong with us? This podcast is like taking such a turn. I love it that it's just become just us chatting, basically. And talk about just chatting. Evening, Tom. Hope you're well, mate. Well, he says. Book my train ticket to London today for the parade. Let's fogging go, guys. Yes, mate. Have you booked yours, Reece? Have you booked your ticket?
I haven't booked my train ticket, but I've booked my accommodation. It's genuinely, oh my God. This is a story in itself. We are in the worst place I've ever seen in my life. But because I was like, oh, we should go somewhere fancy because it's also my birthday. But You know, problem is my friends don't really have that, like, don't want to spend money, which is fine. I understand it. So we're in a room. We're in a room. There's 5 of us, and there's 4 beds, and we're in a room for 3 days. It costs £30 a night. I know for the whole time. So like, it's very,
Whoa,
very
that's
cheap.
good, man.
Yeah, very, very cheap. That's
I
why I
am
was like,
worried about where
okay.
you're staying now, though.
No, no,
For that much money in London.
No, the funny thing is the location of it is lovely. Like, we're in like a bougie part of London, like bougie part of London. It's just a room though, and I'm guessing it's someone that like had a big house and they've rented out every single room for Airbnb. So I guess that's how it works. But that's why I was like, oh my god, I don't want to go somewhere it'd be like rough. But it's actually a nice area, but it's still a bit of a walk away from the Emirates and stuff. But I was like, it is what it is. We're just gonna have to do it. So I've got that booked. I haven't booked the trains yet, but still got it's taking so honestly, the planning around this is it's been a mess, but we got it. As soon as
Mate,
we
I
won the
haven't
league,
booked a single thing yet. It's nightmare. Like, and I've got so far to go as well. Is that it's like that thing of I like trains back. I'm gonna probably I guess I'm gonna have to just catch an overnight train back on a Sunday. And coming back here, there's nothing. Like, essentially, once it gets to a certain time, you got to do horse and cart the rest of the way. Like, the last hour from Plymouth downwards is, yeah, just a bloke
luck.
turns up. You pay with hay. You pay the horse itself rather than the man.
Because it's. I was going to say for you, this is not the best because it's bank holiday. It's bank holiday weekend this weekend, right? And they're like, why couldn't it just been next weekend?
It's a nightmare. Like, genuinely, it's a nightmare, but it'll be fine. Like, but once we get up there, it'll be great. And we've kind of half organized like a TDK Plus like meetup. And obviously, we've talked about doing a little Wokkles thing. We just have to go live. We're
gonna have to meet up. The signal on that weekend's gonna be a mess, so we can't.
Oh my god, yeah!
It definitely got a plan so beforehand, but it's so crazy.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
The amount of like, it's just insane for me. Like this week has been like so eye opening. Like the amount of people that have contacted me, being like, "Oh, are you going to London for the parade and stuff?" And like talking to me, and I'm like, it's actually insane. Like, you never realize how much football brings people together. Like even like extended family members that necessarily I don't really like engage with, like big Arsenal fans, and they're like, yeah, like we can all go down there and stuff. And like, I'm obviously it's my birthday weekend. I'm going out with some of my mates who are big Arsenal fans. Like, I don't know, it's just like it's genuinely good. Like, I don't know, I'm so excited.
That's so good though. Like, yeah, we were doing the same night. I've had like people message me saying, "Oh, are you going up?" Like from down here. I mean, what was it? 150,000 people that turned up on a random, weekday. Arsenal weren't even playing. It's mad. Like, I think. Have you even seen? There was a video. I think it was in Uganda. Although on the caption, someone had put it's not Uganda, it was Zimbabwe. But regardless, it's on a completely different continent, and they more or less turned it into a bank holiday. It's like, what's going on? Like, I think, to be fair, on this platform, I have said a few times about, like rival fans and their complaining and their saltiness and stuff. I have to admit, I think the celebrations and what's happened has turned some people's heads and made them like reevaluate. Oh my God, actually, they're a huge club, and this fan base really needed it or wanted it, Whereas, I just look at some of the other. I look at Man City's when they've won it in the past. There's nothing. Like no one really cares. And I guess some of the older fans who have really gone through the trenches for City would have, never imagined we'd get to where, we've all got to. But like for me, it was hard enough. I remember the full takeover. I remember like Chelsea coming in, especially losing that Invincibles team and then just thinking, I don't know if we're ever going to win it again. Like genuinely, like you have to kind of keep faith, but at times it was hard and it was really weird thinking, God, I might have been the last generation to see Arsenal win a title. And, I was only, 16 when that happened? And just, now I'm, as you like to call me, the elder statesman on YouTube. So,
No, I'm not as bad as I was watching the Canon podcast. They're way worse than me. I'm not as bad as them.
yeah, I mean, it's become a thing. Someone called me Omni Man the other day on the Discord, and I was like, "Do you know what? I am going to take that. If I am called Omni Man, I'm all good. I'm all good." 610. Did something happen last week? Yeah, I think there was something, mate. I'm pretty sure.
We should like. I feel like the good place to start is like how the week kind of went, because we obviously did the podcast on Friday. We played like we had 8 days break till Burnley. I think I mean, I said to you, it probably, everyone's expecting a thrashing. It'll be 2-0. I mean, that was apparently more than we even got itself. It's just one of the typical things where, like, that first half, we were genuinely really good. The ball didn't quite bounce for us. It was hilarious. It's funny because we took 2 short corners, which they almost worked. And then I
Yeah,
was just thinking, like, watching the game, like, genuinely, I was thinking this. I was like, easy to say, but I was just thinking, like, why don't we just cross it in? We've got Havertz in there. Just bother, just do it. And I think that might have genuinely been. I don't even know if we got any corners in the second half, like 0 or 1. It was very little. So I think
yeah.
that might have been one of the last corners we got in this game where we just lofted it in. And Havertz is there, like, the big man always scores big goals. He's now scored a Premier League winning goal technically and a Champions League winning goal. Like I said, I did a video, I did a tweet about it saying that, like, I know a lot of people have different opinions about Havertz, and I know he's a very polarizing guy, and I think he always will be in his career.
Yeah.
But I think in history wise, 10 years down the line, people will remember these moments, and he will be remembered like somewhat fondly for scoring the goal that did make us win the league. I know it's like it's more on Croupy, really, but like technically for our sake, he did really do that. And I know Chelsea fans don't like him because he went to Arsenal, but he did score a Champions League winner for them. And I don't know when they're going to be winning the Champions League anytime soon. So like I think for that sake, I'm glad for him. And that game was, it was so funny because it's like watching it, you're like so nervous. I was just like, come on, it's Burnley. We've got to do more. We've got to do more. And that's something that I alliterate a lot. Like we should be doing more. But that second half, we just sat back. They had no shot. They had 2 shots from distance.
It's
That was
crazy,
it.
wasn't it?
Yeah, nothing. It was like, actually, we didn't worry at all. It is Burnley and they aren't good going forward. But I was sitting there thinking, and I did a video about this, and I was like, how many times have Burnley sat there against a low block of the quality of Arsenal, like mid-low block? I was like, never. They're probably just like
Yeah.
not used to it. So I was like, yeah, I mean, I didn't, that was like, I just think that worked in the end. Okay, it's a bit risky. And then I was so like obviously my scene pattern's been a mess. Like we played on Monday night and then I did a video. I stayed up a bit that night and I was just doing other things. And then on Tuesday I like slept a bit in the day, but then I woke up quite early, like I mean it's not early for you, but like 10ish, I think 10 a.m. or something, yeah, which is early for me. And then I remember I knew the obviously I knew Man City were playing at Bournemouth. And I really did think Bournemouth were going to get a result. I was speaking to some people and they were like, and I think it was more that Arsenal pessimism of like, oh, they'll just get it. We'll just go to the final day. And I was like, no, no, no. This is genuinely the chance. Bournemouth haven't played in 9 days. They're unbeaten since January the 3rd. I really do think Bournemouth will beat them. I think they will run them down. Or draw or whatever. I did think there was going to be a result there. When Man City didn't win, it was going to be tight. But then as it was it was an hour before the game, and I was like, I can't watch this. I'm so tired. So I went to bed for like a nap, and then I woke up at like 10:30. So after the game had been ended for half an hour, looked at my phone. I had like 7 messages, and I was like, well, I guess that we won the league.
Oh
And
my God.
it was so weird because like everyone had already been through that, like we've won it like for the last half an hour. And I'd got there, and by the time I got to that realization that we'd won the league, I mean, I didn't even, I went upset. I was just so like, I didn't even know what to say. I just sat in my room, just watching clips for like hours. I didn't even have any thought
That's
in
so
my head.
cool.
And it was just such a weird experience. Like I made my video like ages, like 5 or 6 hours after I'd like properly like thought about it all. And like, I don't know, it was just so unreal to me to think that we've actually won the league, like something that, not only has the team been fighting for, I've been making thousands of videos about Arsenal. I mean, watching every single game, analyzing for the last 3 years, like 5 times over. So for me, it was just a moment where it's like, actually, like you don't need to do that now. Like we've
Mhm.
actually achieved what we needed to. And I don't know, it was such a weird moment. It was so weird to put into words. Like obviously the first time I've ever experienced that, because other times we've won trophies, being the FA Cup is like the only thing I've seen. It's been a final. So, the
Mhm.
final's going on, you watch the final, it's a lot of different experience. This is out of your hands, if anything. And completely away from what we're doing. And I don't know, it's such a weird day. I didn't sleep. Like, I tried to sleep, but I couldn't sleep all night. So I genuinely didn't sleep the whole of Tuesday, basically, and then slept like Wednesday, like 3 p.m. So that's why, like, my team that's even more messed up now because of that. And then the whole week has just been, it's just been like, I'm sure like every Arsenal fan out there consuming as much content as possible around the team and the fans. Like, I wanted to hear what Arteta wanted to say, because I mean, I will go into individuals later, but like, the first person that I thought about when we won the league was Arteta at the end of the day. Like, he's the first person, he's the forefront of everything. And he wasn't in any of the celebrations because he's a leader. He doesn't need to be there. Like, he doesn't feel like he's there. I love how he said that he didn't watch the game and he was doing a barbecue, because I've said to you so many times that, like, I can't watch games. I just get so, and then I just have to take myself away and do something else and then look at the game when it's over and then watch it back because I can't do it in time. And he literally had that as well. And I was like, that's so funny to me that he can watch it. And I don't know. It's just such a weird week from that point.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was crazy. Like, on that Arteta thing, I think it also spoke volumes about the man. Like, the way he said about his son running up to him saying, like, we're champions. Like, what a nice moment for a guy who is absolutely obsessed with football. And when I watched the All or Nothing documentary, I did kind of question, like, how much time does he actually have for his family? Because was it Santi Cazorla that said they'd spent one evening while he was at the club, like as a player, and the whole time he's like writing notes about a game they're watching. And I thought, oh, like, he is obsessed. I thought, well, that's good, because it does kind of show the balance. Like, he does obviously have time for his family, which, as much as we're all Arsenal fans who we want him to put his all into the club, like, there are bigger things in football. There are, like, we have to kind of say that. I don't know, like, for me personally, I mean, it was mad, because I was one of the fans that you were kind of alluding to that had the PTSD and thought, I think it's going to go to the last day. And maybe it's because every time that we've gone the distance, it's been because we've done it. Like, we've won the title. Whereas this time, it was a really weird situation where we're not in the equation. It's City and Bournemouth. Like, we won the title when it wasn't actually us playing. So that was a really weird experience. I went into that with no nerves, because I guess in my head, I'm thinking, I know Bournemouth are great. I know they're on a really good run. I know City, have had slip-ups, away teams. Like, we've mentioned on the pod before how difficult this league is to win away. And I had all that in my head. But for me, I was like, yeah, we'll wait and see. I just, and maybe it was the last 10 minutes. I thought, oh my God, we could win it. And this could actually happen now. Even with Krupi's goal, I like celebrated a little bit. And then I was like, well, there's a long time to go. They could still, it was really bizarre to go into that and not have any nerves. Like, really kind of chilled. And then right at the end, I don't know about you, like the Haaland goal, it kind of made me chuckle, because I was like, oh, consolation. And it's not a very good one at this time of the year. So, and then when we won, it was just, madness. Like, so my partner does shift work. So she was literally coming back into the house maybe like 2 minutes after the final whistle went. And at that point, I had shouted so loudly, I'd woken up all three of my children. My dog was like, what on earth is going on? So I had, both my sons came downstairs. They kind of like saw the final moments and stuff. And it was like, so it was really nice. And then obviously I went on TDK Live straight after. And that was just, it was so nice. So nice to be like, although I'm at home, and that's the one good thing about what we kind of do in content creation, although I'm at home, I got to share it with like all that community. Like the guys in the chat tonight, and I know a load of you are watching that live stream, and it was just such a random like mix of emotions of calmness during the game, like pure elation. Then like I had this, like, I don't know, this stillness of, I guess like what do you call it? Like almost like disbelief. Like how we've actually won it. Have we actually won it? Like what is going on? Like it's just so weird. And then I had tears at one moment. Someone put a comment in the chat about, people we've lost and could have shared it with and stuff. And I thought about my granddad. And one of the last moments I ever had with him was at his house watching the FA Cup win. Then I had tears thinking about him, and then I was just a mess in the end because I don't know what's going on. Next morning, I hardly slept, had to go into work, and I was just buzzing all day. I was in my Arsenal stuff, in my Arsenal hoodie, and I think everyone straight away could tell, like, oh my God, you're in a good mood today. Like, number one, it's really early, and you're still like, woo. So, and I've kind of been riding that wave since. It's so nice. Like, I'm gonna be shattered by the time the parade comes around, man. I'm gonna be absolutely knackered, especially with the game before it. Like,
that's the weird thing, because I feel like I haven't really celebrated it at all. I haven't, seen anyone since it happened. I've just done my own thing. I've still been working quite a lot. Still got stuff to do, I guess. So, like for me, like as well with the parade coming up, like next week. I mean, maybe on Sunday I might go pub and watch the last Arsenal game, because who cares at that point? But like
that takes away the stress of it. You just enjoy it regardless of the result.
Exactly,
the
and that's the thing. Like a lot of my friends do go to the pubs and watch Arsenal, but obviously with my job and how I like and how specific I am about how I want to do things, I never really feel comfortable with going there because I am a bit of a nervous wreck sometimes. It would just get me upset, and like I don't know.
Can I
It's
ask
just
you
not.
a question about this? Like, I don't know if the last time you went to a pub and watched a game, but I find it really hard sometimes with the personalities. You get so many different personalities. So you get like the quiet people, the people who are like shouting at the screen like aggressively, the people who have to tell every single opinion during the game. And like sometimes I sit there and I'm like, oh, I can't listen to this person because it's enraging me. I want to say something and go, no, you're wrong. Like the people that are like, do you remember when playing out the back became a thing?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't do that. And I'm like sat there like, oh my God, like there's a reason. Or it might be like, why's David Ray got both centre backs in the box for a goal kick? And I'm like, oh my God. I want to talk about this. Like I find it difficult at times.
I'm so bad, like genuinely. When Arsenal are playing, it genuinely is like a different person to what I am normally. I get so, because I'm so invested. I'm so like a completely different person. Like when like like shaking. I'm like, but I'm like just so like. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm very jumpy. If people say something I don't like, I'll get really annoyed. Like I can easily get rage baited when it comes to Arsenal when we're playing. I'd say genuinely I can get rage baited somewhat easily, but I feel like
I haven't noticed, mate.
I feel like I have calmed down a little bit, but I don't know. I always think everything is so stupid on the internet anyway nowadays, like whatever. But I do think in person, like sometimes I get really, really like it just comes too much. The last game I think I actually saw in the pub that I remember was maybe I've seen a game after this. I probably have, but when we drew to Chelsea 2-2, like when Rice scored, and I just remember, and the only reason why we're in that situation was because I was going out for a mate's birthday and we played late kickoff, and it was just like, wow, we went to a pub and it was there. And I remember this Chelsea fan giving it a large when we went 2-0 up. And then when we went 2-2 and Trossard scored, I was like, where are you? Just shouting around the pub. That was the only time. So, because I was just like, these guys, man, like, I don't know. And the thing that annoys me was I know this, but sometimes I know too much about football for my own good. Like I really do. So when I try to have a casual conversation with someone, it's sometimes it is difficult because it's like I'm in like a taxi is a great example. Like I'm in a taxi and I'm talking to the taxi driver about like Arsenal and stuff. And even like the guy, I had a haircut a couple of weeks ago and we're talking about that. And he's talking about, oh, like I don't really rate Saka because I don't see this. And you know what I'm like for me, like I know everything. I have all the context and I just don't agree. And I think that is such an Instagram, TikTok opinion. So for me, that I get very like animated and that stuff I just don't like and stuff. But it's just passion and it's just how it is sometimes. And this is the problem. I'm going to have to go to the pub for this Champions League final. I do think with the fact that we have won the Prem, like there will be a back of my mind thinking that it's always going to be okay. I'm proud that we got to the final and I'm proud that we've won the Premier League. And did I expect to win the Champions League this year? No. So I'm just happy to be there in a sense. So I don't think, depending on how the game goes, I'll be too like upset and mad. But I don't know. It's just one of those situations that I just haven't celebrated Arsenal winning yet. I've still been working. I've still been doing a lot of other stuff. I've still got loads of other things to do before next weekend. So next weekend, it's like finally I get to actually celebrate it and do stuff. And it's just going to be an insane moment. Like there's going to be, I mean, maybe I won't even see anyone because it'll just be like I'll lose everyone and never see anyone and be stuck in the crowd somewhere. But like I'm sure that I'll bump into some people and it'll be nice. And like I think it. I don't know. It's just one of them moments as well. I keep seeing all the talk, and I do want to mention it about like random fans going from London, and it does piss me off a little bit. I'm not someone that is a gatekeeper at all in anything. I think gatekeeping genuinely is stupid. Like, I think when people are like, I'm a bigger fan than you about anything, like music, sport, about anything, I think it's dumb because it's like, who are you to judge me or sort of thing. Like, people will actively say that, oh, I've been an Arsenal fan for longer when I'm like 24. Like, well, yeah, obviously,
Well,
like,
yeah, you
I
can't
can't
do
do
much about
anything
that.
about my age. Yeah, like it is what it is at the end of the day. But like and it will annoy me, especially like I do want to say, especially if there's people going there as well, like looking to get like girls and stuff and looking to like make it like carnival, because respectfully, like this is a family thing. This is a thing that not only is it a family thing, but this is a thing that a lot of us have wanted for so long and we haven't
Mm.
had it. I don't if people have genuinely been Arsenal fans since like 2022, like I don't care because they're actually Arsenal fans. Like I would rather, like, you're an Arsenal fan, you can come, sort of thing. Like I'm down with that. But I'm not someone that's going to be like, oh, if you're not an Arsenal fan, don't come. If you're respectful and you're like, oh, I'm bringing a mate and he doesn't like football, whatever, or he doesn't care, he's like supports it. I'm like, calm. If you're respectful, it's just people that I'm not sure these Man United fans who've been rage baiting us all year, who are Peckham Reds, deserve to be there. Like, respectfully, like people that have taken the piss out of Arsenal for the last 3 years don't deserve anywhere near that. They don't
Jumping
deserve
on the
that
back
joy.
of the parade,
Yeah,
enjoying themselves. I was
it's the
like,
same, I think, with the England. It's like when people are racist to Bukayo Saka, if England go and win, you don't deserve to celebrate. That's how I think. I just don't believe that's right. I think you can get angry and stuff, but there's just things you cannot do and you shouldn't do in this world. And I don't know, man. Go in there. Hopefully, it won't be a big of a problem. I don't know how many people are going to be at the parade. Like, I think it's going to be like
I
over
mean, it's going to be mental, isn't it?
like the whole of
Like,
London and like the whole of North London is it's actually going to be insane. Like, I don't even know how they're going to navigate anything because everything's going to be shut down.
I
And
was thinking that. I do not know, like, even with, because obviously there's going to be blockades and there's going to be, police and I don't know how they're going to do it because the amount of people I've seen, like, I'm flying in from Sweden, like, George is coming from Canada. Like, there's going to be people literally from around the world traveling just to see it. Like that, which is mad. Like,
it's going to be insane, generally. Like, I also think like it'll be a whole weekend thing as well. Like,
mm,
obviously, I know most people that are traveling from afar won't just come for the day anyway. Like,
yeah.
I'd say people from where like I live probably could go for the day, but most people won't anyway because it'd just be so hard to travel. I reckon getting into London will be fine, but getting to North London, I think, is going to be
Yeah.
a bit of a pain. But like, the finals on the Saturday, whether we win or lose, every single pub's going to be filled. Every single thing is going to the whole of London will be packed for that because every Arsenal fan will be in town because of the parade. So the whole weekend's just going to be mental. Like, it's going to be insane. Like, I don't even have any plans, and I know like you probably should get plans and stuff, but it's more just like I just know like the streets and the atmosphere is going to be so good, and I'm sure that I'll meet so many great Arsenal fans there, and it will be like for me as well. My 25th birthday's on the Monday, so it's going to be like kind of a crazy weekend, I'm hoping.
Mate, what a weekend to have your birthday. Like, it's so sick. Let's go for a couple of the comments. So just Tom said, you in London for the final? Yes, he is. Decided after the scenes on Tuesday, they'll have to be in London in case we do the thing. Yes, Tom. Like, honestly, mate, hopefully you can find us. It'd be so good to meet you. 610, you should
We'll have to sort something
oh,
out. We'll have to sort something out.
yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, 100%. Like I was saying that. I'm gonna definitely put in the TDK plus Discord about like meeting people and stuff. And I'm sure there's got to be some way that we can meet everyone. Like, I mean, you'll be able to find me. I'll be the one with a walking stick. You should book the GWR. So what's that? The Great Western Riviera Sleeper Train back. It's great. Oh, mate, that's not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout. The internet isn't ready for a proper Arsenal versus Man United title race. My problem with this is that I just don't think we'd ever get the Wenger Fergie type thing because there's so much like vitriol around it. It was, I mean, I'm sure the fans would make up quite a lot of it anyway, especially in social media age. Like that's very different. So you wouldn't be able to escape it. In terms of the managers, like there was nothing like it, especially when Fergie had complete control of the media and like the full narrative and the refs, allegedly. There we are. That's my opinion on that.
I
Just
remember he did do interviews with BBC.
On the man. That's me.
He did do interviews with the BBC, did he? Alex Ferguson, like ever. That's all I remember. Like, I remember growing up and being like, "Why is he just not doing interviews with Match of the Day?"
Yeah.
He's never there.
Mad, isn't it? Compared to now. And then Havertz, Ben White ran themselves into major injuries for the cause. Like, yeah, I mean, maybe we'll go into that in a little bit about the players and the kind of the casualties along the way per se. And then the last one, I actually get less nervous watching at a stadium or at the pub. Not sure why watching on my own. I'm a wreck. Oh, that's interesting. Like, I definitely get more animated in live places. Like the pub, I'm probably the worst version of myself. I think at the ground is like my middle ground. Like that's where I'm kind of a little bit more in betweeny of nervousness and pure adrenaline. At home, I just can be so calm at home. And to be fair, I have my children around a lot of the time, so there's moving parts. So I'm not like just zoned in, and then I rewatch the games, so a little bit different. Like, were you most nervous, mate? At the pub or at home?
The thing is, I always say this, like genuinely, I just I don't know what's wrong with my body and me, just generally, but like I can't.
This is like the energy drinks thing again.
Yeah, I literally can't do anything like without dying. It seems like so like even when I'm like drinking alcohol and stuff, like I don't know what it is, but I just struggle to remember to drink. That sounds so stupid, but I don't know what it is, but I don't have the initial thought to just go, oh, let's drink. It's the same with eating. All my mates say this to me. They say that you don't eat because you eat because you have to, not because you want to. And it is like that. If I'm hungry, like I'll eat because I have to, because I'm bored. I don't like eating. I just hate it. Like I'm not a big eater. But like when it comes to watching sport, that is like, or anything. It's not even sports. Like if I went to a concert, I'm much more likely to just like actively, if I have a drink in my hand, just drink it because I don't know what it is. You're just focusing on something else. So I'm not really paying attention. If I'm just at the pub with my mates and we're just chilling, I will just forget to drink and won't get drunk. If I'm watching a football game, especially if it's an Arsenal game and I'm nervous for it and I'm drinking, I'll be like levered. And it'd be like 2 sides, I'll be gone. But I don't know. I drink it so quickly because I'm just so locked in. I don't even know how to explain it. So I think.
No, I know what you mean.
So when I go to the pub and stuff, I feel like I'm a lot more like animated and more like that. But then at home, it's a bit more like tense and anxious, I feel like. But I still just affirm it and sit there and just get through it. Yeah. But I'll be like, what
have a nap halfway through.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. What I've been doing recently is like I get to like the 70th minute and we're like 1-0 up and I go, can't do this anymore. I did that against Newcastle. I was like, no, can't watch this anymore. I think I did that in one of the other games as well. I did the last 5 minutes of Burnley. I was like, I'm not watching. I can't do it.
Mate, I have to say as well, thinking about being more animated, shout out to Big Daddy Wackles. Because I know your dad had basically said, I've got to go off the deep end a little bit more because I can be a little bit more reserved. I like to play devil's advocate, don't I? So, but I don't know if you saw it. I went off on Peter Schmeichel on TDK Plus, and I referenced your dad at that point because I think everyone was shocked that I said it, and I basically made a comment. And even though the comments in the video about that bit about Schmeichel was brilliant. So big up your dad. I was like, he was in there at the time. I thought, you know what? I'm done. I'm just saying what I think at this point. So yeah.
Yeah, see, this is what you could do. This is what happens, especially you keep talking. The more we do this podcast, eventually you'll just be like, having rants all the time. This is the plan.
You wait until we're live at the parade and I'll be saying all sorts about every club. just time. I just started watching Invincible, and I so see the on-demand comparison. Do you know what is funny as well? Because my other half, my better half, has actually got an on-demand picture as my contact on her phone, which is so funny that this has come. So there we go. And then all the theory. I've been knee sliding for the past 3 days. Yes, mate. Yes. Sure. Where do we go with this? Like, should we go Champions League? Because you mentioned a minute ago, like, I have become infinitely more confident about that game from us winning the title. And I don't know if that's just like a psychosomatic thing of me being like riding this, crest of the wave, thinking, yeah, we're like the best team in the country. We're going to go win it all. But I do genuinely think there is something to be said for the positivity that it brings to the actual group of players. Like, I have a feeling they're going to be looking, going, we've got over the line with the big trophy we haven't won in, over 2 decades. I think they're going to, and they reference this game. Like Saka said, we know exactly who we want to play. Like, for you, do you think this team are actually going to be going into that game thinking, yeah, we are going to beat them. We're going to slap them up. We're going to go to town on them, because it's going to be a tough game, but I think it just gives it such different context now. But like, for you, do you think it changes the outcome of the game? Do you think it changes like our intentions in the game and how we kind of address it and start in that game? Like, or does it just not matter because the 2 coaches are elite coaches and the players are the personnel hasn't changed, and it's still a Champions League final regardless?
I feel like when it gets closer, like the nerves will come back, especially. But I do think from my perspective, and I do think the players will think this as well, where it is kind of like just relieved, and it also feels like I think we're going into this final with hope, and I think that's a big part of it. But I don't really think any Arsenal fan or any like player within the club like expects to win. Like you don't go into the final expecting to win. I think people think we
Yeah, I know what you
can
mean.
win,
Yeah.
which we could definitely win. Like, it's a final at any given day, like 1v1 one game. Like, I would still be confident. You know what I mean? But I actually think if we play PSG over 2 legs, that would be worse for us than playing over 1 leg.
Ooh.
But like I think
Yeah.
I think genuinely, like, for the team, this is a really, really like it's just so much relievement because they don't need to worry too much because this is a monumentous game for the club. But like, we have just won the Premier League for 22 years. These players have been cemented themselves with already in Arsenal's legacy. This would make it probably the best season of all time, which would be even incredible. But even if they lose and they play valiantly, it's not going to be like we're going to be like, oh, the whole team sucks. This is awful. Like, we just won the league. So I don't think a lot of leeway is going to be given to them anyway. And I think the players will be confident that they've got that. Everyone keeps saying about this whole like pressure to succeed and the anxious around Arsenal and can they get to over the line. Now we have got over the line. This can be a different Arsenal. We can finally move on with our lives. We can finally stop worrying about being anxious and worried about what the future holds. We can actually be excited and be like, hopefully we build on this. And I think this team can build on it. And I really think this could be a good start. I do think winning the league so early as well, like, I do think it is better. I know people have been like, oh, it would have been nice to win the league on our own terms against Palace. I don't think I could have done that for the nerves personally, but I get it. But I think genuinely having that Palace game where we could just rest key players now, take it off. We've got a week, basically 2 weeks, because we play on Monday till we got a rest for this Champions League final. I think that's going to do wonders. And the players are in great spirits. We've been seeing their celebrations. And I don't know, man, it just feels like the timings are really, really good. And I really hope this team take that with them into the final because we are the underdogs still. We are going to be the underdogs. But forever, I do think I think this win has maybe, especially how early it's happened, is maybe a little bit more confident that we could do something now.
Yeah, I think if you're asking me as like an idealist, it's not the win I wanted because I wanted to, like the Old Trafford moment, that type of thing. But if you're asking me as like a level-headed person, which I have not been this week, and you're saying like, what as a coach, what would you want? Like, winning it now, let the players enjoy it a little bit, calm down, rest, get ready. So you don't have that like major adrenaline dump. You don't have like They've got time to prepare. You can take players off if you need to. You can play a slightly different team. Be interested to see what we do actually in the next game and who we play. But yeah, it's kind of like the perfect storm, really. And for the fan base, I think we're going to go in really positive. Like, I think regardless of what the score is, like, you know, from throughout the game, fans will be positive. They'll be right behind the team. It's going to be different to, you know, going if we've just gone and lost the league, or we've just gone right at the end and it's tenterhooks. I think it's a really, really nice timing for it. And then you look at what's happened with them, like Dembele. I presume he'll be fit, but he was taken off within 25 minutes. In
Yeah,
that
he
game,
said he'll be fine, apparently.
yeah. I think there's a couple of things where you're looking, going, oh, okay. There's, you know, rumblings with PSG. But then at the same time, they're used to not playing anyway. They only play, 4 games a season or whatever. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, literally. That's a joke.
Here's a question for you, though. Would you throw Timber straight back in if he's fit? I think I would. Adrenaline will take over.
Yeah, I think Timber's good enough to play. I think I would start Timber. Like I said to you the other day, Mascara against Burnley was more like a test, and I think he passed it in some ways. But then I also think he also was pretty bad in some ways as well. Like that random dribble he went on at the end of the game where he went past like half the team was insane. But like, I don't know. And I actually don't think I know going forward, he just does the simple thing and it's not like amazing, but I would argue Timber going forward also is amazing. But
Yep.
like, I just think, yeah, it's that problem where as soon as he gets a bit twitchy on the ball, what it is with Mascara, and it's been quite evident all season, that he wants to pass it forward any given opportunity he
Yeah.
gets. And the problem is that we're not in the positions to do that sometimes. So then he goes to pass it forward. He sort of realizes too late that, oh, wait, I can't. And then tries to turn back and then trips over and gives the ball away. And he did that twice.
He was going to ground quite a few times. And I was like, that's not, you're not winning a foul. Like,
yeah, that's what I
think
thought
of
as
a get
well.
up.
So I just think, like, a team that are going to press us, like, I actually don't worry too much him one-on-one against Klitschko. He probably will get cooked sometimes, but I think he's physical and fast enough to do okay. But it's just genuinely like, he's just, if he gets pressed and he's on the ball and we're building out, it's going to be a worry. And I would just shove Timber back in, to be honest. And it's like, it's also like, I know Timber's going to want to be somewhat fit for the World Cup, obviously, but the World Cup is in, you know, still 3 weeks away. So like, at the end of the day, if I'm Yuri and Timber, like, you've got your fitness up for this game. This is the point of you coming back. It's the same with Marino.
Yeah.
Like, Marino's probably might play some minutes against Palace on Sunday, but who really cares? You've come back to play some minutes off the bench.
All we need
PSG.
from Marino is just come on, get in the box, done. 5 minutes, that's it. That's all we need from him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be kind of like an extra weapon, you know, like a secret weapon of, oh God, yeah, they've got this in the back. We've got Havertz back now. Gyökeres has been in good form. Marino comes back. Like, if you can, I think, just looking at talent alone, Timber just has to start, doesn't he? And we've kind of seen it. Do you remember when he first came to the club and he played at left back in the Community Shield, and I think he was man of the match that game, wasn't he? Unbelievable performance. Had no idea of relationships or anything within the squad. Just comes in and has that performance. And I look at him, go, there's one player you want to lock down, it's probably Kvaratskhelia. And if there's one player you could choose to do it, it's Jurgen Timber. So just, yeah. And we've seen it in the past in terms of other players. Like, I think we talked about even like Rob Holding had like a big moment, a big performance. Like, we had the BFG do it in the cup final. We've had these players come in from the cold and do it. And yeah, if I was going to put my money on someone to be able to do that, it's Mr. Reliable. It's Jurgen Timber. He's just incredible, isn't he? Let's have a look. All the theory. The shock on Arsenal players' faces when Haaland managed to be. God, what's have you watched Dragon Ball, Reece?
No, I have
Okay,
not.
so Majin Buu, I need to bring up a picture of him. He's basically like this pink alien. He's not It's not what I was expecting at all. Yeah, the real. Oh my god, it was great to see their faces. Like, I was. Do you know what really pleases me? And this sounds really sour. It is really sour. I'm just going to say it. Bernardo Silva leaving and not winning the Premier League. He's just such a rat. Like, I've lost so much respect for him. Like the way he talks about other teams and stuff. Like, granted, fantastic player, but the way he talks about other clubs, I just think, like, surely your peers and must look at you and just think, oh, you're just like, yeah, I've got choice words to say about him.
It's so
I'm sure you
true,
can fill
man.
in the blanks.
It's the same with like this is the thing. Like I want to like some of these City players because I don't
Mm,
actually care. Like I'm not like I don't personally hate them, but like some of them are just pricks. Like Rodri, I've always been pretty high on Rodri. When he first came to Man City, I was like one of the I made a video about him being
mm.
Man City's best player. I never got hated for it at the time. And he won the Ballon d'Or a year after. I was like, yeah. Clearly I was stupid. But like he's just such a dickhead when he was like, oh yeah, like mentality and all this stuff. Well, yeah, it's mentality now, isn't it? Like some of their players, like this is the thing. I always say this. Haaland has done some stuff in games where it's like, oh, okay, that's a bit weird. But every single time the game is over and done with, I genuinely think Haaland's a likable dude. Like I think
I
Haaland
think
is a like.
outside of the game, like, I think if you met him and you said, just, like, lovely to meet you. I am an Arsenal fan. I think he'd be cool. I think he'd be
Yeah, I mean,
sound. Like, I've
he
seen
even
him.
tweeted congratulations Arsenal. There was no
I
reason. He
didn't
didn't
see
have
that. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
fair play.
he didn't have any reason to do that. I get that his best buddy Martin Odegaard said he was given a lot of congratulations, and even a little bit is a bit snarky. I always think Haaland comes off like as a pretty normal dude who's like calm, and he does do banter. But I always say this to you that I never think it's always in game. I don't think out of the game.
Yeah.
After the game's over, like after the game's over, he gets a bit heated. But him and Gabriel have shook hands, and it's calm, and it is just
And
what
do
it
you know
is. It's
what?
good
Credit to him when he
rivalry.
did stay on his feet with that Gabrielle moment. So I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
like, to me, looking at that, if he went down, I would have lost a bit of respect for him. I get the game. Game is a game, and going down, maybe it would have been the brighter decision. But I look at it as someone who's done like MMA and stuff. I would look at it and go, "What are you doing?" It's like I don't know if you've ever seen the video of Rivaldo when he clutches his face in the World Cup, falls to the
Yeah.
floor. And at the time, like one of the greatest, well, he still is one of the greatest players to walk the planet. Like he is unbelievable player. And I lost some respect for him at that point because I was like, I get what you're doing, but just I don't have time for that. I just don't. And but yeah, he's gone up in my estimations, but there's other players, and I look Bernardo Silva's like number one that I just think, mate, there's no need. There's no
Yeah.
need. Like, and you're not really getting anything from it. Like, I think the Arsenal players, if anything, probably get fuel to the fire for that. But yeah,
I mean, it's so weird because he's like the guy, but he's like nothing like Pep. I think about
yeah.
players that Arteta's close to, and I think they're all pretty similar to Arteta in so many ways.
Mhm.
To be honest, like Odegaard, Marino, like Havertz. Like I think these people I would say are quite similar. Like Trossard are quite similar to him in different ways, and I think they are more the same. But like, yeah, I don't know. It is weird. I do think like some of the City players have shown a lot of gratitude. To be fair to them overall, like I think, like I genuinely don't think City's team is that dislikable overall. It's just the old guard, like we're saying, the people that have been there for a couple of years now. Maybe they've just gone stupid because of all this Arsenal talk in the media, and I do think it plays a part into how these players think. But some of the other guys seem pretty decent. Like I like Kuznetsov. I think Gay's a nice guy. Like some of these guys have been pretty
Can we
respectful by
just
them.
quickly, can we just talk about Kuznetsov and how he gets away with murder? Like, what is going on there? Like, I can't get my head around the fact that he seems to have this thing now. You know, like Rodri would get the tactical fouls and just kind of get away with it, like little nibbles. Bernardo seems, maybe it's just a City thing. Bernardo gets away with all sorts of things, persistent fouls. Kuznetsov now has got it nailed where he can just absolutely clear someone out, not intentionally go for the ball and just, yeah, carry on. Like,
Well, his thing is, it's just basically how he plays. Like, and I don't think he does it
mm,
intentionally. The thing is that he is.
do you
I
not?
keep, well, how he plays is that's his role. He's the sweeper. Like he has to sweep up and he has to cover a huge amounts of ground to get
Mm,
to these players. I've seen some people talk about him being like, oh. his bad positioning. But I was like, no, the reason why they do this is because they know he's quick enough to make up
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
gaps.
agree with
So
that. Yeah.
so they play him in these spaces where he is the last ditch defender. I think some of the times what it is that he's coming in with so much force that like the João Pedro one in the final is funny. Well, the second one, I can't remember if it is João Pedro, but the second one is a foul because he actually gets his foot like caught into the player, and it should be a
Yeah.
pen. The first one is not a foul. I know some people might disagree with that, but he basically just has all the strength in the world, and he is stronger than them, and he is a shoulder to shoulder. And in the rules, shoulder to shoulder is fine. So it's like if that is the rules, that is the thing. It's just how he plays. I think it's funny because if you look at the power, the difference between Kujanov fouling Havertz in our game and Soloff getting fouled in the Atleti Barca game in the quarterfinals, practically the same. They got a red card, we didn't. I just don't think in the Prem they give them, and it's been known this season in the Prem they don't want to
Mm.
give anything, to be honest, and it's been a mess. And like I don't know, I do think he gets away with it too much, but I think now it's becoming prominent. It will be a big thing, but it's just hard to give him sometimes. But then some of them are fouls. But then I don't know, like so many people want to go on about. It's so funny because we got so screwed over with so many decisions last year. But and I like we've said so much about like how I think multiple of the decisions that have gone our way this season are fair. I do think
Yeah.
that people are just crying. But the Havertz one against Burnley was a little lucky. I can't lie.
Yeah, I'm one of my best mates. He might be watching right now. He's quite often in the chat. He texts me. He's not an Arsenal fan. And he texts me and he just went, Havertz? And I immediately text back saying, think it's a red. Like, and then I had to explain myself because I know what he'll do. He'll clip it up. He'll put it out so all of our friends go, for this said it's a red. And I was like, context, don't think there's much force. But to go in, there is no need. The most unnecessary challenge. Like, just let him go. You're miles away from the box. We're 1-0 up. Just leave him. I didn't understand it. That was the worst thing in my mind anyway. And then the way he goes in is like his leg is dangling quite high. But have you seen the footage from the ref cam? Like that did change my mind a bit about why the ref made the decision. I thought, okay, on-field decision I can understand. But yeah, it was an odd one. Everything looks so bad.
I
Like,
mean, as soon as it didn't get given, like I thought it was going to get given, then it didn't. I was like, well, it's not got given because it was a bit of a nothing thing. It wasn't forceful, and that's why. But
yeah.
I'm like, to be consistent, like I've always said that I kind of hate when we pick apart fouls like this and look at them in such detail because I always say this. It's so funny when people go like, "Oh, that's not a pen because he's not meant to handball it." But I don't care about the intent. Like, in my opinion, you shouldn't get an advantage from hitting your hand, whether your arm is there or not. I'm not saying chop your arms off, but I'm saying like it's football. It's not handball. The ball's come off your arm. That's I know. Tough
Mm,
luck, buddy. Like that's how I think, and I kind of
yeah,
think
I
that with
think it needs to be less subjective and
yeah,
really clear. Like that one, I think, like when you're a kid, someone goes in from behind. Yeah, you can't do that. You don't. And that's one of the things they say, don't tackle someone from directly behind. And he more or less just goes, but I mean,
it's the
it could
same
have
with
been like his
anything.
Achilles. It could have been
But
bad.
it's the same with anything. Like I remember, like 5 years ago, we used to have a clear rule where it was like if you two-footed someone, you got red carded. Remember when
Yeah.
Granit Xhaka got two-footed, even though he won the ball cleanly, and we got sent off and we got thrashed? Do you remember that? Like that was like a clear rule, and even then, I was like, fair enough, that is the rules. They've changed that rule. There's multiple times that people like Martinez from Man United is one I remember off my top of my head. It's gone in for people, stamped them 2 foot, nothing, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, oh yeah, but it's not enough force, and I hate all that argument. It's like I get it. I in that situation where Havertz did it, there was not a lot going on in the and it wasn't like really aggressive. I understand, but like it is really high. It's on his foot. Like, is it the cleanest like hit ever? No, it kind of like scrapes off it. But I was like, if that was against Arsenal, and there's so many that haven't been given against us as well, which I do think is why like I'm not going to be upset. I don't care, but I just think like next year there got to be a little bit of like just clarity in the rules, and I also
Yeah.
think like this whole like oh, this foul, this is a foul. It's worse with the handball rule than it is the foul. It's like, oh, this is a handball, but actually, no, because if you look at his arm, it bounces. Oh, it's like, what are we doing here,
What do
man?
you
Like,
think of the Ben White one then? Like,
against Atleti?
yeah. What's
It's
your
just,
like
well,
genuine like,
back in the back in,
regardless of the current rule set, if you were making the rules, would you
well,
give that as a
Well, I'm
pen?
so confused because 2 years ago the rule was if it comes off your body and hits you, it's not a pen. But now apparently it is a pen. To me, that rule
Yeah.
was absolutely fine because I think in some situations you're like, well, his arm is out. I still would give him the benefit of the doubt if it bounces off a body part because it is like I said,
Hmm.
unlucky, lucky. This is what I think it depends on. But like the Ben White one is a little bit more like, okay, I kind of get it, but I still think the rule is stupid. The one that Bayern had against PSG in the first leg, it's just a joke.
Yep.
His body is so tight to him, it comes off his chest and his arm there, and it's like, are we giving a pen for that? Like, I'm sorry, that is a joke. And like, it should the rules should just be if it hits your body part, deflects off you and goes into your hand, it should not be a pen. Like, and that should be the rule. And also, some of the handball rules generally are just getting stupid. What was I watching the other day? I was watching a game and there was a handball. It might have been the Saudi league, I can't remember, but there was a header and the guy's up backwards and his arms like that. And if these get given because your arm's out, but it like slightly touched his arm, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, but then I feel like we're not going fair enough the other way because it's like in Burma, it hits his arm, whether it be accidental or
Yeah.
not, should just be disallowed. You can't. He gets an advantage because it hits his arm. Like, I don't know. Like the handball rule is just a mess. I have no idea what the PGMO. I don't even know who decides it. Is it like a FIFA thing or is it the PGMOL? I don't know. It's a joke. Whatever it
Yeah,
is.
I think it's the FA, isn't it? That can.
Oh,
And then
big surprise.
the other thing that annoys me is the agenda at the beginning of each season, which they always seem to employ against us. Like we had the time wasting one, which seems to be like, oh, whatever, we're done with that. That was just a little phase for us. But I genuinely, as a fan, I just want consistency, whether it is the rules that are employed, whether it is how they are kind of viewed by each referee, whether it's PSR or like financial fair play, like whatever it is, just needs to be fair and clear. That's all I want. Like, and if Arsenal had, like the Havertz one, if he got sent off in that, just so I could go, okay, fair enough. That is a red card. But the fact that we're having the West Ham header from that corner disallowed, rightfully so, and then there's discourse about it. Like, how is there even a conversation? I still don't understand that.
Fans are stupid generally, to be
Well, and
honest.
that's the thing, isn't it? Just like give me like, oh,
People don't wanna, like, learn. It's the same thing with anything, like, I make videos, and my videos, you can watch them, you cannot, you can put them down, you can bother, like, I don't make
mm,
video and be like, "You have to watch it," but then people will literally be in the comments being like, "I'm not listening to this guy." Then don't watch it. Why even comment on the video? Like, I just don't get it. Like, it's this typical thing where people just for some reason, it's just in this world, because of the internet, everyone just thinks that, like, they have to be heard all the time about everything, every 3 seconds. Like, it's like, actually, no, you don't. And it's the same with this. Like, a lot of people are so frustrated that Arsenal have won the league and they almost couldn't have fathomed it last week that this whole West Ham thing got blown out of proportion and people were not doing their research. They were just doing instant reactions, which I always say instant reactions, fair enough. I give a little bit of leeway. But then if you still have that opinion 3 days later, I'm like, well, you haven't done enough research.
yeah,
And I expect people who get paid to talk about football to do better. I don't know if that's the hot take, but if it's just a random guy in a pub, like, yeah, fair enough, man. I don't expect you to have that. Like, I don't care. Like, fair. Like, people can have their opinions, but when people get paid to talk about this sport and they just say whatever they will think all the time, I'm like, it's insane. But I don't know.
yeah.
Like, don't want to go on about like it's funny because if we did win the league this week, that Havertz like foul would have been way more of a bigger thing. But no one cares. No one cares anymore because you won the league. So what can anyone say?
Oh,
It is what
mate,
it is.
100%.
It's like the same with the West Ham thing. Oh, oh, you relegated West Ham. I would argue if West Ham wanted to be good at football, they had the chances against Newcastle
Yeah, they've
and
had a
couldn't
few
kick a
months.
ball. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's their own fault. It's like, why are we sympathetic to teams that are awful? It's like, just to go into it a little bit, I saw loads of people on Twitter, loads of Southampton fans being like, "Oh, I bought my son's tickets and going to Wembley and I can't go." Your team are cheats. I don't know. Like, what do you want? Like, that's it. You've been to. Also, they went to Wembley 3 weeks ago. It's not like you haven't been. Like, I'm sorry, but if your team cheats, that is a way bigger problem in a sporting reason than your family. Like, there's just bigger things in the world, and that is way more important. Your team of cheats. I think that maybe you can argue the things that they got is quite strict, but it's their own
Mm.
fault. You mess around, you break the rules, and you find out what happens. Typical, typical, typical. Bye bye. Go out of the
Mate,
championship
I'm
team.
with you on that. Like, it's funny. And you know what? MJ made a really good point. Like, I mean, for a man of very few words, like he does speak a lot of sense. And one thing he said was that he is so pleased that we beat City before those charges are sorted. Like he was like, it's so nice that we won't have this like asterisk kind of hanging over us of, oh well, they were deducted points, or well, they just got hit by this ban, or oh well, this was like, no excuses. We beat him, and we beat him fair and square. Like whether they were playing fair and square is a different matter, but I completely agree with him. Like it's so nice because I I personally I think with the charges and like the alleged offences, I'll say that. Um, if any of it is true, they should have the title stripped. That's what the way I look at it. Like it annoys me. Like things like you look at Tour de France, and they stripped all the titles for all the doping. They only did it with one person, Lance Armstrong. They didn't do it with anyone else. If you go through the record books, his records are erased. The others, and there are multiple champions, didn't happen to. That's not right. And what should happen, I think, in the Premier League, you strip them. Like you just say, well, you cheated. Like it doesn't. I know it won't happen, but if they're stripped like that, I don't know, if we got any titles, there would still be this like, I don't know, this emptiness to it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm really glad that this year there isn't that. There's nothing hanging over us. It's like it's a pure win. It's amazing. It's
and it'll also a Pep leave, and I think Liverpool like will be. I mean, so many people are going to sue like the pro. I don't know who they'll sue. Man City, I guess. I don't really know how it works, but there'll be people that will be upset. It's exactly like I've been watching loads of stuff about like money fraud and stuff, and it's quite funny how things work because we're talking about the Southampton thing as well. Like the players are potentially suing Southampton because they've lost money that they could have won going to the Prem, where they on the pitch actually did their job. But things behind the scenes they've been cheating they didn't know about. So that's not on them. And like the problem is when things in sporting ways, but even in money fraud generally, you can't fine someone for committing money fraud because they've already benefited from it. In this sense, if you fined Man City, they would literally just be like, "Oh, there's a loophole." Getting fined as a Premier League team.
it's like the Chelsea one, isn't it? What a ridiculous outcome to that.
Well, because fining Premier League teams isn't that bad on Premier League teams because it's actually could be seen as good cash flow because they need to lose money to make money in this whole like new climate we live in to be able to buy players. So like getting fined is not that bad because they can just put it as an expense or whatever. And like the thing is, you can't fine Man City after they've done all this, after they've been allegedly like spending more money than they should and not doing stuff with the books and stuff. And I feel bad for someone like Pep specifically because I think a lot of people have kind of tarnished Pep with this when it's not really Pep's fault. They were doing this like reportedly before he joined, and then as he was there
How
for 2
much
years,
do you reckon he would know?
like nothing.
Do you reckon it would be because, like, for me, if I went to that club, and let's be honest, I don't think anyone in world football would look at that situation and go, "Yeah, they're playing by the rules. They're doing everything by the way." There's no one. I can't believe there's anyone, including Man City fans, that truly believe that. But if I was going into that as Pep, I'd go, just don't tell me anything. Just don't. I don't want to know.
I don't think they would. Like at the end of the day, the manager is just like it's like I I get that Pep now has that reputation at a club, but the manager is just a guy that, like, the people that own Amazon don't care about the manager of the Amazon workhouse of this one place,
Mhm.
and very much they're not going to tell him stuff. I feel like a lot of stuff does happen behind closed doors. I think people just think when you're in a football club, you know everything, and I really don't think that's how it works. I think there is so many hierarchies and so many secret doors that things happen. I mean, it's something that's been quite clear recently. It's something that I'm adamant about, and I've never really spoke on this because I don't really know. I'm not like a journalist that's hired by magazines. I'm not working with clubs, so I don't know specifically how it works. But a lot of people think that when the Athletic do a report, that it's made by the club and the club pushed something out. But actually,
Yeah.
I've heard and been speaking to people, that's just not at all what works. Like that's not everyone is independent. The Athletic are independent. The people, the people that work the Arsenal blog or is completely independent from Arsenal, although he does work with the club sometimes. Arteta de
Mhm.
Roche, who works for the Athletic, is independent. If Arteta de Roche wants to make a report about whatever he wants to, he's got the research to do that, then he can. He doesn't have to get like clearance. He doesn't have to do that. He can do that in his own way. And I don't think. I think when a lot of people see like a sign and come out, I do think sometimes that the club will be more willing. And do you know what? I do. One on this subject, I think Hand of Arsenal is actually some sort of ploy by Arsenal or someone to give Arsenal fans more reliable
Off
information.
air, I can tell you a little bit about that, mate. I can tell you.
Because I
I've got a little bit of knowledge on that, but I don't think I can say it live on YouTube.
Because it's like with these situations, I think that like that I can understand why an account like that would push stuff that maybe Arsenal and everyone's a negative on Arteta, say we draw to Wolves and then they push a sign or something. But like I've been talking to people and I've been listening to a lot of things that people are saying, and they're saying that like realistically, that's not how like transfers and teams work. Like sometimes it might seem like that, but that's not really how it works. And sometimes it does. I'm not saying it doesn't. Maybe
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think in terms of maybe like Fabrizio, like whatever that guy does, I like, you know, he just will do anything if he gets money, it feels like. So maybe that's a little bit more of the top end journalists that we're talking about. Like maybe David Ornstein's a little bit like that as well. I don't know. But a lot of people just really do report on transfer stuff that they know and hear at the time. And it's not to do with like, and that's why I think with the whole Arteta news about him getting a new contract a couple of weeks ago, I genuinely think that's been a plan since February, and that got leaked out. And I don't think the club cared. Like, I don't think the club were like, oh, let's not leak this. I don't think they care, to be honest. But I don't think the club purposely put that out, because we said about the timing being weird. But I also think like sometimes I think as content creators, we all kind of like we overreact to this stuff, and I think like that's not how it works. So I don't know. I don't think Pep knew anything about it, to be honest. And like, to be honest, the specific details about how Man City did, you know, do whatever they did, it's like very specific. And I don't know, you have to like, the person that found it must have done so much research. It's so like embedded, detailed things. I mean, God, I would have given up, but but yeah, I mean, it's certainly a situation because Pep is now leaving, which is weird because I expect. Well, I mean, see his Hand of Arsenal did that. Well, yeah, I mean, I thought he'd leave last year. To be honest, I'm not that surprised, but Hand of Arsenal did that tweet, and then I think it was quite like, I was like, well, it's probably going to happen, to be honest. And then he on Saturday he said, no, I'm not leaving, and then it got reported in our game against Wolves,
That was
against
so
Burnley.
weird.
Yeah, and Gary Neville's talking about it in commentary, and I thought, like, I get it because it's the moment, but I also thought, like, this is kind of disrespectful. You know, I'm watching Arsenal and Burnley, and you're talking about Man City's manager leaving. I don't care if it's Pep Guardiola. Do that on your podcast after the game. Like, why doing it now? And then they were talking about other stuff, and then I was like, well, if you're talking about Pep, you might as well just, you know, just screw the game over and just talk about what you want. But like, I just thought that was weird time, and even Pep said that was weird time, and that came out then, and it was weird. And then he announced it. Like, it's weird that he announced it. What, today? Did he announce it today? I've been asleep. I guess.
I think so. Yeah,
and it's weird.
It's been like, pretty common news.
You would think he would want to be a big thing like with his last game, like before, but maybe he didn't do it because of the title race. Like I thought with Klopp, he announced it 7 months early because he was like, I want you guys to get up for it. It's weird that Pep did it. I guess Pep was still deciding overall.
Yeah, I mean, Pep is just odd anyway. Like I mean, fantastic manager, but he is odd. Like there's some things that he says sometimes I think, oh my God, if Mikel said what he says, the backlash would be insane. And I quite often read it as like sarcasm, like he has got a sense of humor, to be fair to him. But yeah, sometimes I look and go, oh my God, what are you on about? It's mad. I'm gonna bring out some comments quick. So some of the people are talking about who we should be playing Champions League final. And I know we probably we always stick to the next game, don't we? So
well, we next week we should do like a proper Champions League final at some point next week.
100%.
I won't be able to do it on Friday, but we'll have to do it another day.
No, neither will I.
Yeah. So we'll do a proper Champions League final preview next week.
Yeah, definitely. DWTT. Hello. I hope you're well, mate. Sids. I am the guy on TDK. I'm the guy that does, well, technically, I'm not TDK. I'm on TDK Plus. I'm like on the sub channel. But so I do, all the thumbnails, instant reactions and stuff like that. Hope you're well, mate. Welcome to the channel. Who else we got? We've got Just Tom here. Pep is just a middle manager. I presume you don't mean he's a mid manager. And we're talking more business here, middle manager. And then, Oh, apparently we're back onto Invincibles about him being a dangerous Viltrumite. Yeah, thanks for the reference there, Justin. Appreciate that, mate. Let's go along. The casualties and the friends we made along the way, Reece. All right. So I want you to think hard about this. There have been several players that we have that have been casualties of Arsenal since we last won a title. Maybe just under Mikel Arteta.
Well, yeah.
I want you to think. Okay, I'm going to give you some time. I want you to think of.
I'm ready.
Huh?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Okay, right. So I want you to come up with. Do you want 3 or 5? Up to you, mate.
We'll do 3. I don't care about that many players.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, well, this is the point. Like, I've been seeing so many tweets about, like, oh, the people that we've lost along the way. And I'm like, bro, why are we putting people like Lacazette in there? Respectfully, that is a whole other stratosphere of where we were. I see people put, like, Alexis Sanchez and Mesut Ozil in it. Like, what? Like, brother, that team was so different to this team. The only people
man.
The only people I actually feel sorry for is players that were genuinely good and have left in the last couple of years, because we should have probably won the league 2 years ago. Let's be real. So in 23-24, the players that genuinely could have got a title and didn't, I'm way more like sad about and being like,
So who are those 3 players then? The 3 that if you could kind of give them like commemorative Premier League titles, like.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, they get a special award of like, thanks for your services. You've helped us get to this point.
No, number 1, 100%, no doubt in my mind, is Tomiyasu. 100%. Like,
Ooh, good shout.
I just think Tomiyasu, how versatile he was in so many different positions. I love Tomiyasu. I just liked him a lot. He was one of my favorite players. I think he really was. And the only reason why he's not in this team right now is because he couldn't get fit. It's not because he was bad. It's because he couldn't get fit. And that's why I feel the most sad about that, because he really. Like, he was in the team, man. He really he could have been there, and I just feel so bad.
I'll give you a question then on that.
Yeah, what's the question?
Just popped into my head. Out of the 2, which would you prefer in the squad right now? A fit Tomiyasu or Mosquera, considering the age and the profile and yeah.
I think the age edges it for me for Mosquera, but Tomiyasu was a better player, I think. But I do think he's like 6 years old, so it makes sense. But I also, it's a bit different because I think Tomiyasu was a better fullback, but Mosquera was a better centre back. So kind of depends what you want in that way. I love Mosquera. I think like now it's at that point where I don't want to. I'm never gonna say I want like Tommy over you, because you're a part of Arsenal now. But Tommy is always going to be like a special place. I always remember Tomiyasu. I know some people might not, but I don't know. There's a lot of joy that guy brought me. I remember like making videos about him and like loads of Japanese fans absolutely loving him and talking to so many people out there. And I don't know, I just have a lot of love for Tomiyasu. I genuinely think he was a very, very good player, very underrated. And we signed him for 16 mil. And I just, it's sad. It's also that part of that the ending was sadder than the, like he just got so injured he couldn't move, and that makes me even sadder. But I'm so happy that he's at the World Cup this year with Japan. I'm glad he made that, because that was a big thing for him. So for me, he's easily number 1. I know for some people it might not be. I think number 2, I feel like Ramsdale's got to be on there. Like, he just has to be.
Nice, yeah.
Ramsdale's a big reason why we are where we are. And I know we all love Ryan. I've always been like, Ryan's better. But, like, Ramsdale's the guy. And Ramsdale was always a really nice guy with the fans. He got us. I think he really connected with the fans, and everyone loved him. There's a reason why people didn't want Ryan, because people like Ramsdale. And I think, well, then he was a better player. But Ramsdale's excellent. And that's also sad, because I don't love to see his career not being where it is, not going to the World Cup. I mean, expected, but I mean, it's sad to see, but he is still not that old. So I hope Ramsdale, I would give a medal to Ramsdale to be like, thank you. I guess is Zinchenko, like, was he in the team? Is he going to get a medal? No, right?
No,
because we loaned him out and then he didn't play. Yeah, so I don't think I would give Zinchenko. Oh, maybe Zinchenko is a big reason why we are where we are. So maybe I just don't like him, and that's a problem. Like, respectfully, as a human being, I don't like him.
I've got such mixed feelings on him. Like, the squad, the players love him. He often comes up as like the funniest person, and he's really good laugh. And then also Saliba comes up in that a lot, since Zinchenko's kind of been pushed out to the side. I think the transfer sometimes gets like the Jesus one, they get lumped in with this idea that they're bad transfers because they're not winning the Premier League with us. I don't think either of them were bought for that reason. I think they were bought because they're experienced players in big squads. They understood what the assignment was and what the expectations were. So that was what they were bought for. Then maybe stepping stone might be a bit harsh, but they were there
They got us to the
help
next
the
step,
squad
didn't they?
build. And we were never going to be able to go in and buy someone that, you know, I don't think we could ever buy the top players in those positions. So for a multitude of reasons, they also really helped with how Arteta wanted to play and stuff at the time. So yeah, I
100%.
think he kind of gets a raw deal sometimes. But at the same time, when he came out with that book, and when I just, yeah, I'm really torn with him.
It's exactly
So,
what we just mentioned with Ramsdale getting the fans. Zinchenko don't understand the fans, and I think
yep.
I just don't even think he understands I some footballers like feel very, they might not be, but they feel down to earth and feel like you could talk to them. Zinchenko just doesn't feel like in that realm of like understanding what's going on or like getting us. Like I don't think if we had a conversation with Zinchenko, it'd be very fun, to be honest. I just think that I've just remembered 3 players. I might have to make it 5 because there's actually
Okay, yeah,
a
let's
lot.
do it. Let's do it. Let's do
There's
it.
actually a lot of brothers who've missed on the way. Right. So one, like I completely forgot about him, and he has to like if we had a medal, I would give it to him. He actually might be number 1, but it's Jorginho. Like Jorginho is a massive, massive part of the reason we are where we are. I think I mean, the way that he came in and like we should have won the league 2 years ago. So I'm really looking
Yeah.
at that. And he was a massive part of that team. Massive, massive part. I still think that team 2 years ago was better than the team now. I think the league has moved into a way we have to play like we do now. But I still think like 2 years ago we were incredible. And Jorginho to me was fantastic. I think Kivior, like Kivior is so recent, and
Ooh.
I almost forget that Kivior was like a part of it. But Kivior, like I know in certain situations he was frustrated. I remember that Fulham away game where he played left back and he couldn't invert, and then we had to change the whole system.
Yeah.
Like I remember that. But you know, in centre back last season when he came in, we almost got to a Champions League final with him. He was fantastic. That Real Madrid Bernabeu game, incredible. Like I did a video on it. I remember him just like looking at the details. I watched that game and I just watched him and I was like, this guy's played really well. And I always felt Kivior was this shy, younger guy that always never really came out with the big expressions. He was almost there, and then he really became himself at Arsenal. And there's been links to Barcelona I've been seeing recently, which I really hope. Like I look at some players that left Arsenal, I just want them to have a fantastic career, and he's one of them. I
Yep.
just want Kivior to just go out and do it. And then I think for the last one, I'm not like the biggest I don't care as much as other people, but I know this is going to be one that like everyone will want to put in there, and it's Kieran Tierney. Like I know everyone will want to put him in there. I think representation wise, he really got it. And it's just yet again, it's a bit of shame of the injuries. That it's more upsetting with the players that got injured than anything else, I think.
Yeah. I think like with KT, it's one of those things of he's such a, I mean, it's an easy thing to say, like a throwback player, but he was almost like a victim of being born in the wrong era. He was like a proper fullback. Like, what a player. Unbelievable. Really understood. And like, I think he transmitted himself in a completely different manner to Ramsdale. So like Ramsdale, it was like his persona and he was able to like lift the crowd with like these big moments and stuff. KT was just like, basically, I'm going to wear short sleeves when it's snowing. I'm going to have a plastic bag for my boots. I'm going to just come in with a crunching tackle, get up, carry on. Like
he's like a throwback player, isn't he? He's like a. If I don't know like the epitome of like a 90s player, but to me, he just gives me like 90s, 2000s vibes, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And I genuinely think he's it's a big claim. He's one of the best talents I've ever seen that have like been crippled by injury at Arsenal. Like he's up there with like, I think Diaby is probably the best. I know people would probably say Wilshere, but I honestly think Diaby would have gone on to be like Vieira levels. Anyone wants to watch just go watch Diaby against Liverpool, and the performance is just unbelievable. Had it all. Like you've got Eduardo's, like Wilshere, as I said, Ramsey to a certain extent. But KT is right up there. I think he just. And the other thing is, he came in at a time where we were in turmoil. We had COVID, and then you're playing it in a for a manager that must be so bad. Where you're trying to get all these different things in. He didn't have time to get his tactics in. He didn't even get to really buy any players, and then you got no fans in a stadium. Just like you've got no way of getting. And plus, Arteta even got COVID, didn't he? So he wasn't allowed to be with the players at one point. I think he was one of the first managers to get it. So that whole period was so difficult, and I just think, yeah, for me, Casey's massive. He'd definitely be on my list, mate. Definitely.
Yeah, I think that the thing is, there's them five, and there's a few probably others. Like I know people will say Smith Rowe. I'm like, I think Smith Rowe was a decent player for us, but I don't think one, Smith Rowe is good enough to be in this team, and I also think two, like he helped us to an extent in one season, and then we kind of moved past him. And I personally, like, it is what it is, but I know people like him a lot. A lot of other players I don't really care about, respectfully. Like, I don't know.
Inverted Tierney. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh
Yeah, I
dear
mean, this is
God,
the
thanks
thing.
to
Yeah,
610.
bro, Tierney just like didn't fit Arteta. I think it was a big problem. Like, I don't even think it's necessarily like, I think broadly, like he doesn't fit like what a fullback kind of is. But there is fullbacks that do what he does and they're still good. I just think Arteta fundamentally, and maybe that's just a general thing for how we play as a team. It just
Yeah.
hasn't. It just never worked. I just think with the whole like, I don't have much sympathy because I do like every single joyful thing I think about is like I think there's just so many good stories within our team now. If we didn't win this league this year and a lot of these key players left, I would have been like really, really down as like of some of these players not getting this title. There is countless players in this team, and I will talk about, 'em, but there's countless players in this team that deserve this title more than anything in the world. And all I can think about is them over the ones that some of the people that we've lost that have helped, like people like Jorginho, Zinchenko, like Tomiyasu. These guys were so good for so long, brilliant players, and some of the injuries are so frustrating to see. But the main players that have always done their stuff they needed to, even if this season hasn't been their best, have won it this year. And I'm super happy for a lot of them.
Funny as well, because we're not even mentioning probably the most talented players per se. Like if you're looking at like pure quality, like on the ball or efficiency or whatever you want to mention. So like 610's mentioned someone in here that unbelievable player, but definitely not on my list. And then I've got here. So, and the reason this came up is big up TJ, who was in the Discord for TDK Plus, because he put it across. And I asked him, like, do you mind if I use it on here instead of the squad on TDK Plus? And he was more than happy to. But Aubameyang, like one of the best finishers we've ever seen at the club, captain of the club. But again, it kind of soured because of the way he left the club and his whole bust up. And then he went to Chelsea after. So that one's like a bit of a funny one. I've got, I've got Tierney, I've got Emil Smith Rowe, I've got Tomiyasu on this list. Reece Nelson, like someone that Helen boy went through, like maybe he could be on the list per se. I've got Jorginho here, Lacazette, another one. He never hit the heights that I wanted him to hit, but do you think a lot of the time he embodied like this power on the pitch? He never was, absolutely fantastic, but you could tell he wanted to give it his all. But a player that I loved because he said from 2019, Lucas Torreira, like I loved him, just the attitude. He's never the best player. I think he could have done a lot better. Emery playing him as a 10 and stuff was just
insane. Oh,
mate, I just suddenly screen just blacked out. There's 2 weeks in a row that's happened.
I see two of you now. God.
Oh,
Yeah, it's interesting.
mate.
I think for me, like I get it, and I get that a lot of people have sympathy. I don't know, man. Like I guess people kind of like accepted the bad times. I don't know if my love was that much. Like, I feel like when I was
Mhm.
when especially like at the times and stuff. I don't know. I think I'm much more sympathetic to any player that came second with Arsenal than anywhere else. If you came fifth and eighth for Arsenal, like I know Aubameyang was so good for us for many times, but he did win the FA Cup and he won it by himself, arguably. So valid, you
Yeah.
did that for us, fair play. Despite the problems I had with him later in his Arsenal career and the contract we gave him and all them issues, like him and Saka are still really good friends, and he did help him a lot. Like people like David Luiz were seen as a very, very good person for the behind the scenes of Arsenal. A bit of a mess on the pitch, but everyone always says that he was such an important person when he came in for that team. And I respect that. Everyone has to start somewhere, but I just think like anyone who came second with us are much more like just like, oh, you were so close and you didn't get it, and now we've done it without you. I
Yeah.
feel bad for you. Anyway, like when you came back with Aubameyang, I never thought we were going to win the league. Respectfully, that's not his fault, but it's just never going to happen.
Yeah, it's so funny, isn't it? Like, Golden Boot winner, like, essentially dragged us over the line for an FA Cup. But yeah, if I'm making my list, I don't think he's in it. Yeah, it is weird. But what I am going to say is this: a couple of things, big claims here. With that title win, Max Dowman has a better legacy than Steven Gerrard, and Victor Gyökeres had a bigger impact in the Premier League than Harry Kane. So there we go.
Speaking of this team, like who is for you? Like, I think it's probably the same for most people, but what player were you the most happiest for? That's a word. That makes sense.
Oh, God, that is a good question.
Because I really thought about it. I mean, this is insane.
Then the obvious choice would be Bukayo Saka.
I think most people say him.
I've got a couple of people in mind. Should I just run through what my general, because I haven't even thought about this question. So first people are like William Saliba, because I think, well, and Gabriel to a certain extent, but like, I think for William Saliba, he has been the best centre-back on the planet now. I don't think that's even questionable. I think he's unreal. And the way he talked about the club, he went through the part where he went out on loan, and there were these rumors where Arteta and him weren't getting on and things. And then I remember him coming out with a statement saying, I will not leave this club. Like, we will be winners. I will win big trophies with this club. And since that, I've always had this bit of an affinity with him that, okay, you get it. Again, I could tell, like, any rumors of him going to Real Madrid didn't really matter, because I looked at it like, yeah, he wants to be there. And the way that him and Gabriel seem to sign new contracts to be together, I love that. So, like, for me, like, that's probably one. Declan Rice, I think the season he's had, for him to go and leave the club that have really kind of made him, and he went and won everything possible with West Ham, to then leave that, go across London, and he could have gone to City. I think, yeah, like, that is a bold thing to do. Like, it really is. Like, because he could have gone to City, and it is the easiest thing to do. But he chose, no, I want the challenge, and I want the legacy. Because he will. He would go down in City. He'd just go down as another one of the midfielders. They got, like the Rodriguez and stuff. I think at Arsenal, especially we win the Champions League on top, like, he goes down as one of the greatest midfielders we've ever had. And then the last one, odd one, but Emirates Eze, like, just the story and the fact that obviously the whole the phone call in the taxi of him like, nah, I'm not joining Spurs. Take me to another part of North London, like, this isn't the right one. Comes back home, was obviously in the academy at an early age, turned it on at the end of the season, and I boldly backed him to do that earlier, and I started going, like, maybe that's not going to happen, and now he's not playing and stuff. But it seems that Arteta just had an absolute masterclass of that, and I'd argue he's been one of us biggest players at the end of the season to get us over the line. and then he gets the Guard of Honor at Crystal Palace. And I think he'll get a massively warm reception there. I think the Palace fans will be right behind him. And a fair play to Glasner as well, because just pure class with the way he talked about him, like unbelievable. So like they're the three. I mean, any pick out of them, mate. Who for you?
I got a few things to say on that. I think, did you see the report about Eze and after the Bournemouth game about how Arsenal and Arteta was really like stressed after the Bournemouth loss, and he tried to strip everything back, and we wanted the team to work harder, but obviously the team were tired. And the reports are
Mhm.
coming out that actually Eze went up to him and said, "Listen, boss, like we're going to be okay. You just need to give us more rest, and we've got this." And apparently that Arteta listened to him and then gave
No
them more rest.
way.
Apparently, this is actually what happened, and they've had 2 days rest since then for every game, and they've looked more sharp. They've been better,
Huh?
and a lot of people say that is because and a little word on Arteta here, because Arteta has proven Arteta isn't this dictator which people think he is. He is willing, and every single time, if you put your hand on the shoulder of Arteta and go, "Do this differently," he listens. When he used to
Yeah.
attack, he used to attack by doing it by those low XG crosses, and sometimes you can argue we still do that because of the way that the game's gone. But he has tried to change the attack and the way that um, Arsenal have done stuff, because people have told him stuff. That's why he got Heinzer
Mm.
involved for a big reason. Apparently, after the Wolves home game, Arteta was adamant that Arsenal had played well, and apparently all of the team basically got him in a room and were like showing him that we were awful. And apparently that made him, and apparently like he watched it and was like, "Oh, you guys are right." And he's so willing to listen to the people around him. I mean, when he talks about his wife and his kids, you can see how much like how vulnerable he is with them, but how willing, like he is willing to listen to them, and he isn't this dictator. He's willing to learn. And something that Arteta's been saying over the last couple of weeks is that every single day and every single time they lose, he thinks it's his fault. He sits there and he blames himself. He thinks, "I'm not good enough. Maybe I can't do it." And but then he gets the people around him and they convince him, they tell him, and he gets to that level. And I mean, he obviously is good enough. We've all known how great he is, even if we have
Yeah.
had, we know he's got problems, and we know he's not the perfect manager, and we know there's issues, and we've spoke about them. The issues become a little less now that you've won the league. I think that from our team's sake, the reason why I think I'm happy, I'm obviously delighted we won the league, but I think our team is just full of players that a lot of them haven't won much in their career. A lot of them are somewhat misfits at other clubs, and we've got this
Mhm.
collective of players that we've made a family. And not all of them are misfits and not won stuff. People have won stuff, but not to the level of the Premier League. Like for all of them, this is going to be
I've
like
just thought of someone as well. Carry on.
for me, there's two players that obviously Saka, obviously these Rices and stuff. They've got a great footballing story, but I think I'm an emotional guy. I care about emotional connections. I do. I care more about the person sometimes than necessarily what I see on the pitch every week. And for me, there's two players that really put into that category. Number one is Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard came into this club wanting a home. 15 years of age. I couldn't imagine what that was like. He's from Norway. They don't get talents every day. Haaland was a
Mhm.
little bit different and didn't play to that level. At 15, Odegaard's getting moved to Real Madrid, getting absolutely thrown out.
You
He
could
said he didn't have.
argue Odegaard kind of laid the pathway for Haaland to come through, because he was the first big name. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, and he was captain at such a young age. Like he was thrown into the limelight at 15 years of age, and I genuinely can't. I will never fathom how. Like even we talk about Dowman and Waneri, they were protected much more than Odegaard was. Odegaard was not protected. He was in Real Madrid at 15. That is not getting protection, and he was
Mm.
thrown out. Like he got multiple loans. He never found a home. They didn't even find his role most of the time. People still kept using him as this like creative player, and he really wasn't. Even at Hervina on loan, he wasn't really that creative player. He's more of a central midfielder. And he came to Arsenal. He found a home. I remember when he went on loan to Arsenal, he went back to Real Madrid, and then Ancelotti always like tried to keep him and was like trying to gaslight us that he was going to play him. And then after 3 weeks, realized he's not going to play him, and then sold him to us. And I remember that whole thing, and he was basically just stuck there. And I just thought, like, I know Odegaard's had a bad 2 years and he's not been amazing, but like he is the captain. He's the guy that lifts this team in so many ways that we don't get to see. He is also like the performances he did between 22, 23 and 23, 24 are some of the best midfield performances I've ever seen play for Arsenal. We talk about Santi Cazorla. I talk about him in such a great light. Odegaard was better than him that season. We talk about Fabregas. Odegaard was basically at the same sort of level that Fabregas was doing, which we all look up to and go, wow, that was so great. but people never cared because we didn't win the league. I know at Fabregas we didn't, but it's a bit of a different time and stuff, and people were just happy to come fourth back in the day. But like with Odegaard, I think when like there's a video, so many videos that made me so emotional, and even thinking about Odegaard the most, it makes me super, super emotional because he deserves to lift this trophy no matter what has happened over this season. The assist that he got against West Ham was super important. I'm glad he got that big moment. And to be honest, I think Odegaard is a big, big reason, and I'm just so happy to see someone fulfill their potential, even if it isn't a performance standpoint, because he did that 3 years ago. It's achievement. And the last player is the guy that he set up in that West Ham game. I think Trossard, to me, like I know about the personal stuff that's gone behind the
Oh.
scenes and his stuff, and that makes me emotional. But just thinking about Trossard and thinking about this guy that was at Brighton, this guy was still playing in Belgium when he was 26 years old. He probably never thought he'd reach these levels realistically. He came to England, he really, really shone for Brighton. And then he came to Arsenal because of circumstance. We didn't get Mudryk. He was
Mhm.
a cheaper option. He fell out with De Zerbi. It wasn't something we planned. It just happened. And he came here. He's always worked his ass off. He's always tried the hardest for this team. Even in 4 to 5 months this season where he struggled and we've been criticism of him, look at him. He's bounced back in the last month when it mattered the most. And that shows the mental fortitude that Trossard has, like with everything going on to bounce back and be that player. And I thought like someone like Trossard will never get the credit, but he'll be a cult
Mhm.
hero forever. That West Ham goal will forever be cemented in our legacy. And
Massive
I'm
moments.
I'm super happy. I'm happy for everyone, but them two players specifically, I'm just happy they got their moment because I
Yeah.
think there's chances that Trossard and Odegaard leave in the summer, and
Yeah.
I think they're so happy that they finally got a big trophy at us, and they deserve it so much.
The other player that popped into my head, and I was like, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this person. Someone else that might leave the club, Ben White. I
Yeah,
mean, Ben White has put his body on the line again and again and again. And quite frankly, and I hate saying this, maybe it is a bit over the top considering his performance, especially against Atleti. But quite frankly, could have ended his own career for what he's put himself through over and over again. Like Rob Holding went on record and said about him playing with like a grade 2 and a grade 3 tear in his hamstring, which in itself is bonkers. But and that's what we know of. There's been so many rumors of him playing through injury, and like I think just for him to have that big move over and kind of go in as centre back, and then almost like I don't want to say usurped by Saliba, but kind of brushed aside and told, no, you're not going to play there. We have got someone better, to then go out of position as players are right back and then make this amazing connection with Odegaard, with Saka. He's had some massive moments. And the funny thing is, some of his biggest moments are the antics. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the McGinn thing, like kicking the ball at him, like him undoing, was it Vicario's glove that he was undoing? Even like walking on the badge against Atleti, which I still find hilarious because I think it's just Ben White. Like his interviews are so funny, his dry sense of humor. I love the interview with Ben Foster and how he was like, no, I won't do that normal one. I just want to go walk my dogs. Like, if you want to come on a dog walk, you're more than welcome to, but that's the only way you can have an interview with me. Like, there's so many things that I just think when he came into the club, he was lambasted, but the way he looks, and people made, only way is Essex jokes about him. People really got on his back about England, and I don't think we'll ever really get the whole story of what happened there. But from what I know, he had a really horrible moment at that time. And I just think, yeah, he's someone that genuinely, like, he deserves it. Like, he deserves it. What a grafter! What a character. So yeah, he's never one. But you do that with all of them. You think like David
oh
Raya going
yeah,
Blackburn, going Brentford,
right,
ends up over here because of the goalkeeper coach. Horrible
right,
situation with
like
Ramsdale. Like, there's
it's
so many
insane,
of
isn't it?
them.
It's the group is so like that's what I mean. Like I'm so happy we won the league, but I just genuinely don't think there's a group of players that I feel so connected to ever. I
Yeah.
mean, the celebrations after the game, I think, with the players of obviously Timber, Eze, Rice, and going to the after the going to the Emirates Stadium at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. and bumping into fans and whatever. And I just think that, like, I know people are saying that's what you used to get in like the 90s and stuff, but that just seems so, to me, it just seems so like, it just seems so real. It seems so natural. It just seems like genuine people that I actually like at my club, you know. And
Yeah.
and like you said, you could do this for the whole team, like Calafiori, Hincapié, like all these players that have contributed heavily to this, and they've all won the big trophy. That I don't think, like, some of these players have obviously got that to that level before, but you know, Gyökeres is now back to back to back league champions, 3 in a row. Like, it's
That's
guy,
nuts, isn't it?
yeah, like this guy, we talk about like Gyökeres not being the best striker in the world, and this guy that hasn't got all the technical quality, he's worked his just so hard to get to the level he has. It's more about determination than skill. He's now a Premier League champion that just got, like, is our top goal scorer.
Yeah.
And I remember saying at the start of the season, like, at the end of the day, the Gyökeres side of won't matter if he scores like 10 goals or whatever, and we win the league. And
We win the
he's
league.
going to score. He's going to score 14 league goals, and we're going to we won the league. So it's like, well, who cares anymore? And it's like, I don't know, man. Everyone deserved it around the club. There's so many good people there, and I just think for Arteta, I'm so happy for him. I don't know, man. Like, it's just like someone for me, like, a lot of my inspiration comes from how much, like, not, it's not necessarily what Arteta does all the time, but I really am
Mhm.
inspired by the way he speaks and the way he carries himself and the way he does things. I find a lot of like solace in the fact that Arsenal have continued to determined to get to this level. They have gone at it every single year, and despite setbacks, second, we have got there in the end. In anything, I actually think the heartache and the problems that we've had for 3 years make this even sweeter. And I think for Arteta's sake, like, I think for people that can take like, they can take inspiration from this win from Arsenal, they should do. I really do. I
Yeah.
take inspiration from Arteta for the fact he's just continually got at it every single day. When he's not felt he's good enough, he's still got up and done a job and tried to do the best he could do. And I don't know. I'm actually happy we didn't sell Trossard or Martinelli in the summer. I'm glad that all these players got to experience a win like this, and then now they can leave. I know I'm always quite ruthless in how I think about transfers, and I've always been like, this guy needs to go, this guy needs to go. But genuinely now it feels like they can actually leave on a good way, and it's not. I'm happy
You know
for it.
what? That's clouded. The win has clouded my kind of perception of what should happen in the transfer window, which is so funny because if you did it a few weeks ago, I've mentioned it before. I've openly said about Odegaard and how I think we won't ever get the elite Odegaard that we had. And I wonder if the league's kind of bypassed him and our systems bypassed him to a certain extent. And I prefer Eze in that kind of role, and then his directness. But I've always kind of maintained I want Odegaard to win the league, and then I think he could lift the trophy and go out on a high. But now I'm like looking, going, God, he's had some good performances at the end of the season. When we needed him, he stepped up.
It's the same with Trossard.
I'm looking at going,
yeah.
When I needed him, he stepped up. And how many
same.
players do you get of those? And it's so difficult because timing's everything in football. Like, I think Pep really has been the master of really understanding when to get rid of players. And there's certain players you keep around the club a little bit longer. Like, yeah, they're not going to play all the minutes, but we just need them there just to settle the nerves. Just come in, play a couple of games and talk to other players, have those conversations. And I think Arsene Wenger at the beginning of his tenure was fantastic at it. Like, and he moved on to T. I remember being like heartbroken. One of the best centre midfielders I've ever seen. And he left the club. Overmars, like the flying winger, like, and being like, how can we get rid of him after? But we moved on to other players. You know, we had Gilberto and we had Perez, and I love those players. And I think whatever the club does, I will support. And it's nice to be in that position where I'm like, just do what you need to do. Like, we'll have our preferences and stuff, but I 100% behind whatever the club decides to do in recruitment now. And if they leave, they leave on a high. And if they stay, I can kind of go, all right, you kind of earned it. Now you've won the big trophy. Like, who am I to say no? So it's going to be a massive summer, though, isn't it? It's going to be a massive summer. It's going to be an emotional summer It's going to
Yeah.
be, yeah.
I mean, I remember like at the start of the season, I kept going that this team was good enough to. I remember in January and everyone was freaking out 'cause we didn't get Semenyo for 65 mil. And I was like, that's so much money that we don't have. And everyone was crying about it. And I was like, listen, this team is good enough to win the league. We just got to do it. I remember how many times I said that. Who would have thought we weren't good enough in the end? It's just like sometimes some patience works. I think Trossard staying is actually a real likelihood that can happen now.
Mm,
Like, there seems like
yeah.
maybe a new contract on the horizon from. I also think, like, personally, it seems like he's like obviously going through things behind the scenes and stuff, like with his personal life. It does feel like I don't. This might be about, but like we're not going to get much money if we sell Trossard anyway, and he's proven he can still be quite useful for us when we need him to be. And if he's going through things, like I don't want him to just be left alone in some other place where he doesn't like. He's still effective. I don't know if I care anymore. I don't know if it's worth selling him for 10 mil. I don't know, is it a point? I would just keep
It's
him because
almost like, and it's so frustrating. They finally found places in the squad in terms of Martinelli and Trossard. We've kind of gone, do you know what? Martinelli, you only play in Europe. That's it. You play,
yeah,
you play in open matches. That's it. Trossard, you play when Calafiori's on the pitch, all right? That's your job. And then you just come up with a moment. That's all we want from you.
and
Don't
that's
worry about
going to be
anything else.
if we sign a left winger like Barcola, he'll start nearly every game, and then you can
Yeah.
justify Trossard coming in when he needs to. Like I think we can all justify that. Trossard's still like
Yeah.
Trossard's been very good the last month, like one of our best players, and I still think Trossard is like. He's like a clutch player. He just is. Like
Yeah.
he's always been a clutch player, and I still like that in the team.
Yeah. And he's an angry Trossard is like I'm starting to notice. We talked about angry Gyökeres as well, didn't we? There's certain versions of each player that I'm like, okay. Seeing Trossard get wound up, and I go, okay, like, let's see it then. I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. You got certain ones that just turn up, like Hincapié. As soon as I see like someone trying to fly down the wing and is, like, you're like, oh, it's going to be an inch perfect tackle. I'm like, yeah, Hincapié's got this. And he's going to break him at the same time. It's like, yeah, there's certain situations and stuff like we're in such good position now. Like financially, it looks like we're
Oh
going to be as
wow.
strong as we've ever been. We're going to be in a massive position of power, being champions and being in the Champions League final. We'll see what happens there. Players always want to come to London. I think people are going to look as well at these celebrations and they're going to go, wow, that's a club I want to be at. And when you talked about like Eze and Saka and Timber, that was interesting that Timber was there. Timber and Rice being, out with the fans. I think that embodies the club. I don't know how many teams have got that where players would do that. And it really reminds me, I don't know if you've ever seen with Ian Wright when he wins the Premier League and he's at Highbury and he's leaning out the window to all the fans, screaming, rather than being in the changing room, like, with everyone else. He's like leaning out. And that's what the club have always been. It's been the people's club, been the culture club. And like, we've done it. It's
Yeah.
mad. We've
Yeah.
done it, mate. It's
I
so
know,
sick.
it's and like I've heard that like the boards with Sinnott and stuff, and I'm sure like for people
Bert is in there as well. Do you know what I mean? Bert's getting lifted up by Declan Rice. Like, I love that.
Like I just think like for everyone, I think for so many people that our celebrations have been so eye opening. But like, I'm not that surprised as an Arsenal fan. Like I always say this, like I'll go anywhere. Like I'll literally go to a pub or anything, and I'll be in Norfolk, and I'll still see most people I see will be Arsenal fan, and it's always been like that. It just always has, especially with the fact we're good, and I think more people are prouder to wear Arsenal shirts and speak about Arsenal actively. Like when I was growing up, this is the big thing. Like when I was in school, we were awful. Like we were awful. Every day at school was hell. It was awful. I don't wish that on my enemies. It was an awful time, and like this to me is just such a weird thing to actually happen finally, especially the age I'm at now, like being an adult and stuff, and it's happened. As the board are going to see it, like Cronkies are going to see it, and they're going to see all the stuff going on in London and go, wow, 100k people just turned up on a Tuesday night. That's not even the parade. And then they're gonna sit there and realize that this club is so much to so many people. It always has been. There are so many people that have started supporting this club within the 22 years, like me, that we haven't won the league and haven't done anything. And all of that started from Arteta. He connected the fans with the team, and then the team started playing better. And this league title, I think, never was not really a surprise to anyone. Like, I think like it's finally like we got over the line and did it. But I mean, anyone who predicted us outside the top 4 before the season is dumb, and they let their own opinions about football get in ahead of actually like sense.
Yeah.
I predicted us to win the league every year for the last 3 years, so I don't know if I'm like the most most reliable source of ever, but I genuinely think we are a good enough team to win the league, and this year it proved it. And I'm just happy. I'm just happy we got there, and I'm happy for the fans. I'm happy for the celebrations that we're going to have for the next few weeks. And I mean, yeah, let's win the Champions League as well, and then let's just go and win the World Cup, and then it's a good summer.
This could be a mental summer. Genuinely, like, we've got an amazing chance of winning Champions League. We could see Tottenham get relegated on top of that. Like, World Cup's coming up. Like, we haven't even talked about the World Cup squad tonight. Which is
it's
so funny. Like,
yeah.
I will say, like, it has made me realize like the embarrassment of riches we have now. Like, I look quite often at England and go, yeah, England, that kind of thing. And I look and go, oh my God, look at some of the players not even going. It's nuts. And to be fair, I think rightfully so for a lot of them. But I will say this before we finish up, mate. So you talked about predictions. I put a tweet out. So these are people that put out their predictions, and either said, so Chris Waddle said Chelsea, the rest have said City or Liverpool. Joe Hart, Michael Brown, Steph Houghton, Paul Robinson, Ned Manua, Farrah Williams, Troy Deeney, Lindsay Johnson, Pat Nevin, Ellen White, Ashley Williams, Alan Shearer, Wayne Rooney, Chris Sutton, Anita Sante, Steve Sidwell, Rachel Brown-Finnis, Shay Given, no surprise there, Dion Dublin, Danny Gabardine, and that's the ones that I checked. All said Arsenal would finish outside and wouldn't be in the running. And now look at them. We're champions.
I mean, the funny thing is, it's like everything I predicted came right. So I kind of like, I'm just going to go around people being like, wow, clear. I literally,
yeah, we would just end up now. End it.
My top 4, I think, is like, other than United, which, like, who cares? Who knows about that? I'm pretty sure I got it all right. I knew Villa would be round there. I knew Liverpool would fall off quite a lot because I didn't, like we said, we had so many podcasts where we're like, their team doesn't make sense. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Slot is not a good enough tactician to make this team work, and he wasn't. And like, I think City were better than I thought they were going to be. And I genuinely think we have got a better squad than City. I think we should have won the league earlier, but yeah, I mean, I knew we were going to win the league. I can't believe like only 3. I think it's only 3 people on BBC Sport, 4 people predict us to win. I think one was Ian Wright. So obviously, like it's just so funny to me. Joe Hart put us 4th.
Mate, I know. I'm looking at them. So Joe Hart did, Michael Brown did, Farrah Williams did. They all put us 4th.
You know, he's like, oh yeah, when him and Rooney have that conversation, he's like, Man City will go on and win every single game. This is the Man City. Do you know who they are? Man City, that was from 2 years ago, buddy. This is a long way past that. Like we said. Remember all them people as well? When done this, but all them people that kept coming into this stream every week saying we'll bottle it. Where are they now? Nowhere. They're nowhere now. We didn't bottle it. They bottled it. They drew to Bournemouth and Everton, like we predicted. They cannot say anything anymore. We didn't concede a goal after we lost to Man City. That is incredible.
And just go and look at the amount of games that they lost from winning positions as well and dropped points from winning positions. They're the bottlers of the league this year.
Declan Rice, it's not done. It's not performing. It never was performing. If Gary Neville, that would make me think it's done. Oh yeah, good mentality, mate. Yeah, on your head. That's what I thought.
Oh man, right. Before we finish up, I love it. Absolutely love it. Fucking buzzing it again. Obviously we've got Palace. I don't think anyone really cares about the game itself. Everyone's just waiting for us to lift the trophy.
Just do a lineup. Okay, it's gonna be a funny lineup. Win the dog.
Yeah, who do you play? Like, because there's an opportunity to just rest players. Like people would argue, you put out your team and kind of get ready for the Champions League final. I mean, Palace are slightly different to PSG, I'll be honest. It's such a bizarre thing because I wasn't prepared for it. Do you know what I mean? I still haven't settled in my mind like what I think I would do. So this is going to be completely on the fly. And I will say, guys, apologies in the chat if you are putting anything in the chat, because since I had that momentarily crash, I can't bring anything up. Which Dwayne, by the way, I will use my phone here. Dwayne has just said the consistency with connectivity problems is good to see in a FOKLZ podcast. Perfection is difficult. I mean, I don't know what is going. I'm moving soon, guys. I will be moving. If anyone can help me and give me ideas for how I can set up my studio in a conservatory, that would be fantastic, because I am dreading any rain in there. It's going to be battering down. It's going to be echoing. Oh my God. God help me. But how are we setting up, mate? Davaraya, does he start? Do we just go, nah, you know what?
Let's just play Kepa. Redemption arc. He can do it, Kepa. Come on, he's played loads of games in the Prem. He'll be all right.
Oh, can we play Setford?
Actually, I'm down.
I'm that done with Kepa.
They actually love Setford. He's been in all the photos. I genuinely think he will be the second choice keeper in the future. Why not? I'd play him. Yeah, good.
Cool. Let's go Setford. Setford starts right back. You can't play Mosquera now. If Timber's not there, there's no way you can play. Norgard. I'm playing Norgard out right back. I'm doing it.
Wait, is Marley Salmon doing his GCSEs?
Oh, Salmon, yeah.
But is he doing his GCSEs? How old is he?
Oh, God.
Can
you imagine that? Sorry,
no, he's a year above. I think he's the year above. So I think he's 17 this summer. Yeah, that means. Wait, his birthday's on the 29th of August. Isn't that literally the day of like the changeover for school years? I say it's the end of August, early September. Yeah. So I think he must have done GCSEs last year, just maybe. I'm pretty sure when you're that close to the end of August, you can actually decide what year you want to be.
I mean, old theories give an idea. We could just play Bellerin.
Well, I don't know if that's gonna. I don't know if real bettors are gonna allow us to do that.
He's saying Salmon was present at training, so we could.
Yeah, Salmon right back, Norgard centre back. I guess we're gonna have to play Mosquera with him because it's like, sorry, buddy, you have to play. He hasn't played that much. I think it'd be fine.
Yeah.
And then left back, you could play like whatever one you're not playing in the final. I don't know which one he's going to play in the final.
I get Hincapié. They've both been playing so well recently as well, which is really irritating. But for me, I think whoever our right back is going to be a little bit more conservative. So in Champions League final, I play Calafiori, and he gives us so much with Trossard and stuff. So I would say Hincapié. Plus, do you know what? Big shout here. I would not be surprised if we did win the Champions League final, if it was a late cross from Hincapié and then a headed goal from any of our strikers, like Marino comes on or something. Like that whipped cross from him is just money. So I quite like that. Or to see out a game, I think Hincapié is better as well.
If we need to see out a game, it's probably if we get like 1-0 down and then we're like bringing a Gappio, and it's a bit rough, but it is what it is. It's one game of the season. Like, surely they can play 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Especially with the team we're putting out against Palace. Everyone's going to get arrested.
So we got Setford and Gold.
Yeah.
We're playing. Oh my God, this team is horrendous.
Salmon? It's going to be one of the youngest starters in the Premier League history. Yeah, Norgard.
And then Hincapié on the left. Midfield 3. Ooh. I put Odegaard in. I think you play your captain in the last game, the Premier League winning game.
Yeah.
I play Odegaard.
I think that's fair. I think Zubimendi starts.
Zubimendi?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he's starting the final. I'm on the Miles train and I'm not leaving. I'm not getting off.
Yeah, fairs. And then who makes...
Who else do we play? Like, this is a mess.
Or I've got a shout here. Ready?
Play?
So you play Zubi at the base, Odegaard out on the left 8, and then right 8/10, Max Dalman.
I don't think Max is there though.
You play Max Dalman. Don't tell me no.
That's the problem.
Max, I don't care about your qualifications. We know you're going to be a generational footballer. Just play.
This is the thing, like, Max Down would be a shoehorn to start this game. It'd be the youngest ever start or whatever. But I just think, like, GCSEs and stuff, I don't know if they're going to bother because he hasn't been in training. So I just think he might not be in. But
who else we got, though?
Wait, I guess we could just start Marino. Is he fit? Put him in.
You're playing.
He'll just come back from India after, like, 4 months. It's like, shove him in.
Oh, I don't want to say it, but could you play Kai?
He might play Kai in midfield, yeah, maybe. But then I feel like he might start... Nah, I think York might start. I genuinely still don't know.
Oh, he'll play Eze. Eze at Palace. I think you...
Maybe, yeah. The old juju of your old team. Yeah, that's how I manage as well, to be honest, just generally.
Martinelli out on the left?
Yeah, Martinelli. Because Trossard's definitely starting the final. He's cemented that spot the last month. Noddy can play, so he can
Noddy
share
on the right.
He can share everyone what's he going to do in the World Cup. Yeah,
and then who we played up top then?
Play Jesus his last game.
Is he fit?
I think he's fit, yeah. Oh, he was on the bench.
Play Jesus then.
Because Dalman was over him, but I don't know if that's just because he likes Dalman more. I don't know. It might be, I don't really want to play Gyökeres because it's that same front three, and it's like Gyökeres might play.
Yeah, no.
And I don't really want to play Havertz either. He might be in midfield. Just play Jesus. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm really not bothered about it. Just play them all. Nice, keep everyone else fit.
It's going to be the first Arsenal game. There's literally you don't care, no stress. Like, I say this about every game, but even the Carabao Cup games, I'm sitting there like, come on, team. Like this game, I genuinely won't care. I'm actually going to enjoy it, even if we lose. But Palace aren't going to play good people either. It's going to be a mess.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Tom's put here, remember this team is getting a guard of honor. Like, it's so funny.
Oh, wait,
unfit, like Marino, or what we got? Norgard just there. He's played like less than an hour's worth of football, and we need to
make Norgard play more than an hour in this game alone, so we can double it. That's what we're getting for in this game. That's nice. What I'm looking for.
It's basically just to save Arteta's reputation about squad rotation. He's like, I'm just bumping up everyone's minutes.
Norgard's gonna leave this summer. He came in for a year, never played, and won a Prem.
That's mad. Because the whole thing's changed, hasn't it? About getting medals now and stuff.
It's 5 games, and he's played 5, but off the bench. But also you can, like you said, you could just give medals to people because you get like 5 medals to give to random players because it's basically for like Kepa because he's the sub keeper, and they always give the medal to sub keeper.
Arteta just says, "Sorry, mate, I can't give you that medal." Norgard's like, what do you mean? Nah, actually, I listened to the FOKLZ podcast, so I've got to send it over to Jorginho.
Yeah. Well, because he has to give a medal to Norgard because he's played 5 games, but Kepa's medal we can give to Jorginho.
Yeah, mate, I'd be down for that.
Even when Yeri's got a medal as well because he played 5 games, I think, in the league.
Oh, that's really good.
So he's just got one.
I mean, he was back at the training ground.
Well, because the French league is over. It ended on the weekend. So he was out clubbing with all the lads. And I'm like,
I was like, that's quite cool that he came back, and they were like,
watch him shave his beard as soon as he's back now, and he'll start looking like clean cut again because he looked like he'd been through it at Marseille.
Yeah, he did. Oh, what a lone move! I cannot wait. Like it's mad. Like this game it's massive, but it's not. If that makes sense, like it's just massive for that moment of them having the lead. Oh my god! Bro, I just wish it was a home game, man.
Yeah, but a last home game being on a Monday night, and also for the other teams, I know they had FA Cup final being on a Tuesday night. It's just awful scheduling, awful plan. And I can't wait. Like as soon as I get them trophy picks, we're gonna be sending them everywhere. That is what I've been waiting for. The trophy picks, we are here.
The amount of thumbnails I'll be making out of those photos.
Yeah, like, oh my god, these trophy picks are going to go so hard. Every single player better have a good trophy pick.
Can't wait. So before we finish up, what's the plan then for the FOKLZ podcast? Because this is probably something you should do off air, but we just talk. We just chat.
We just do it with everyone.
Because I'm thinking am I going to be in London? I think I'm going to be in London at that point. Yeah. No, I think I'm traveling up on the Saturday.
I'm traveling on the Friday, so I will not be here.
I might work it out. I might be up there. Do you know what we could do? We could do a preview. If I am up there on the Friday, we could do a preview outside the Emirates.
Yeah, we could do, to be fair. Could do. It's just, I don't know how that would work.
I've booked nothing, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know how
I can't commit to anything.
Logistically, that. If not, we could do one in the week or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, we definitely need to meet up next week though, before the final, wherever the final is, or whatever, or after it, or whatever, sometime that weekend.
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, guys in the chat, like honestly, if you're going to the parade, like DM, like, or if you're in the Discord, obviously send a message and stuff. I do apologize, Ali Gamma has just joined. Damn, you're live for 2 hours. I mean, we usually are. We just ramble, don't we? Hope you're well, mate. Like, thanks for joining in. Like, after, go back and watch it all, mate. Go back and watch it all. It's all audio now. We're on every audio platform as well, bar Spotify, because Spotify keeps going weird. So sometimes we're on it, sometimes we're not on it. But every other, you know, Apple, YouTube Music. What's the Amazon one? Is it Amazon Music? I don't know.
Yeah, because Echo Dot. If you got an Echo Dot, it pays for that.
You can always catch it on audio, mate, as well for 2 hours. Yeah, good man. He says I will. Yes. But yeah, honestly, guys, like send messages if you are about. Like, I'll try to keep people posted. I genuinely would love to meet some of the people that tune in every week, because this whole thing has been mad. Like, I know that your channel's massive compared to this channel, but like it does make me laugh. The amount of people that are just so nice. So like you guys spend your time like on a Friday evening listening to us and stuff. It is mad. I would genuinely love to meet like some of you guys and have a chat and stuff. And yeah, so yeah, give us a shout, because we will be there somewhere. I don't know what state I'll be, but I'll be there nevertheless.
I'll be active, man. Like I'm so like I genuinely want to meet as many people as possible, because it's just like for me as well. I've been making content for a while now, but it's just so like honestly, it's so nice being in part of the community of Arsenal. Like, especially when a moment like this happens, everyone's united, everyone's fine. We finally achieved it, and like it's obviously something we've all been hoping and wanting and working for years. And you know, we've all been here for all the bad times. You know, recently, even if it is not like historic ones, and you know, we finally got it together. And I just, hopefully, it's a big celebration no matter what happens on Saturday. Like, I kind of wish, like I said this when we got to the final, I was like, oh, I wish the parade was just because like it's gonna, if we lose, it will ruin it a little bit. But like, it's like I just.
Mate, everyone's going to be so pissed. No one's going to remember the night before anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, I will be. That whole weekend, I don't know if I'll remember anything. So hopefully,
mate. Do you know what? I love you guys on here. Like, so Tom's just put, I'll scream Omni-Man if I see Ford out of the parade. Just, you know, I'll just scream back, just Tom. Just Tom! It's going to be someone different now, isn't it? And Aligama says, can't wait to hear Wackle's thoughts on Croupy now. Well, that's something that will come up over the next few weeks.
All I'll say is he was fantastic in that game. Oh my God.
And then sounds like you're in the Wackles time zone, Alt Theory. I mean, 4 a.m. Jeez, man. 4 a.m. Yeah, you might be in the Wackles time zone.
It's like another dimension. Yeah.
you know, in Interstellar, when they're like on that planet and they come off and matey's age, like, I don't know what it is, like 20 years or something. That's basically your life.
Oh, yeah. No, all the time. Especially when it's this hot. I will age even quicker.
Come full circle in this podcast. Back to the heat. Yeah, honestly, guys, I hope we do see you all. There will be another video going out. Like if it's not a live one on Friday, we'll try to do like a pre-record or something, or a live one, just as a preview of the Champions League. And then yeah, see you guys at the parade. Yeah. Reece, where can people find you?
Wackles Football on YouTube. Wackles YT on Twitter. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I love how that's always the same.
Yeah,
It's like the least enthusiastic way of doing it. Obviously, guys, please like the video. Hype, because that's a thing now. Hype this video. Share it. Share it with anyone else you know that supports Arsenal. Share it with people that don't support Arsenal to wind them up about us winning the league. And obviously, you can catch me on TDK Plus. You can catch me on FOKLZ, on Footy, on X, and Instagram. You guys know football.